All righty, we are live. This is the very, very first Trippy Food live stream. And I don't know if anybody's out there. I don't see anybody yet. So if you're, as soon as you come in, let us know that you're there and we'll talk to you. Well, not verbally, of course, but using a little thing. You might notice something a little bit different as I have my reading glasses on. I was going for a John Lennon kind of thing, and I think I ended up with an Egon from Ghostbusters thing. So, anything that takes away from the Jay Leno thing, I'm good with. So we can talk about anything you want. You have to get here first. Hopefully some people will show up before we end this thing. And depending on how many people are here, we will base how long we do this for. So, hey, TH, you're out there. I don't. You like TH or do you prefer something else? He's looking and he's not seeing anything. That's okay. You'll catch up with us and we'll be good. So we'll talk about a bunch of different things if you want to. So I'll start with a question that a lot of people ask me, because a lot of people post comments where they say, hey, Val, I know that, you're there like in New York City or Boston or LA or wherever it happens to be, in these big cities. It has all these different kinds of unusual things that you can find. But where does somebody like me, who lives out in the middle of Peoria, Illinois? Oh, Terry, there are 3 streams going on. Oh, Reckless Eating's on too. Oh, well, if you tell them I said hi, I am not well versed in this enough that I can do multitasking. So I just also wanted to let you know that because it's about 1 billion degrees here, I have the window open, and so like if there's a garbage truck going up the alley or something, we might hear that, but we'll just play it by ear. Hey, you Europrop, welcome Europrop, and so we're doing it. This is like, I don't know how long we've had the YouTube channel, years. I'm gonna say maybe 5, maybe 6 years, and this is the first time we ever done a live stream. And why not, right? We're all cooped up. We're all, we've watched everything there is to watch on Amazon or whatever. We've watched everything. So what else is there to do? So it's Friday night, relax. We kind of do this live stream. We were also thinking of maybe doing something on a regular basis where we do beer night on a Saturday night. And then like I can buy 1 or 2 or 3 beers and let you guys know what we're going to do. And then maybe we all drink them together and compare notes. So we can do that as well. So welcome everyone who's there. How many we have? It looks like we have 4 people there, but one of them might be me. And so hello to everybody. Welcome. Feel free to comment here. If you have a question, let's go ahead and ask a question. I'm more than happy to answer. So let's go back to what we were talking about. So we were talking about, we had 6. Oh, okay. Berkshire Bacon Lover, welcome. Hey, everybody, say hi to Berkshire Bacon Lover. And I don't know if these are names. I imagine these are the subscriber names. So, but I don't recognize you from leaving comments. So welcome, Berkshire Bacon Lover. You are at home here. We are all bacon lovers here. So back to our conversation. Hello, Janice. Welcome, Janice. So back to our conversation. It's basically people, from Dubuque, Iowa, saying, "Well, Val, you live in a big city. You have access to stuff. I don't have access to stuff." And you'd be surprised at how much you actually do have access to. So, for instance, are there ethnic groceries in your area? Asian groceries, Latin American groceries, Middle Eastern groceries. Just go through there and look through the aisles. I like to go and do. Okay, we're saying hello. I like to go through there and I like to just like try to find something that I haven't seen before. And then I pick it up and I take a look at it and I go like, well, is this going to be complicated for you to make? What is this? Might look it up on the phone. And if I see something that's interesting, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to try that. So your attitude should be willing to try anything. I mean, absolutely anything at least once, and then, more if you like it. But I will also let you in on another, I don't want to call it a secret. Really, it's not much of a secret, but this is my Bible, and this book is called Road Food. And the Stearns, which is Jane and Michael Stern, they put this out. I don't want to say I don't think they put it out every year, but I think they updated it on a regular basis. And the cool thing about road food is the way they break it up is they break it up into areas of the country, like Northeast, Southeast, the West, and they list places, mostly restaurants, but they list places by by city and by region where you can go and check it out. And these are all like really interesting places. Now, I know there's a lot of yes, you're right, Europrop. Asian stores are great, and I know there's a lot of people out there that hate on Guy Fieri. But I'm going to be honest with you. I have traveled all over the country, and I have been in a lot of places that he's been in before I was there. And I go, I don't know. And then I've tried the food, and the food is like amazing. It's really unusual. Like I would say Pine State Biscuits in Portland was one of those. Joe Tess's place that does the fried carp in Iowa. In what's the capital of Iowa? Anyways, I'm sorry, not Iowa. Wherever. Anyways, I've gone to these places, and usually he's spot on. Usually he's found something that's like really interesting. And the thing is, he's also helping out little mom and pop places, right? These little places, divey places that have kind of been around for like 30 or 40 years and everything. He goes in there and then he puts them on the map, and he keeps them in business, and he keeps them open so that people like us can go and visit these places and everything. So, kudos to Guy Fieri. I don't know why people are hating on him or anything. Maybe because he wears his glasses on the back of his head and the haircut and the fire shirts and everything else like that. But honestly, he's not as snarky as Bourdain was. So, he's generally kind of your regular blue collar guy, the kind of guy you want to hang out and have a beer with. But anyways, like I said, a book like Road Food is really good. A lot of people take for granted that our show is about food. It's not necessarily about food. We do food and travel. We try to do it an equal amount, but we generally don't. Des Moines, thank you. We generally do an equal amount of, or try to do an equal amount of, travel and food. It doesn't always work out that way, and sometimes they're combined together. We'd like to do more travel places, but a good website for travel stuff is Roadside America. So you go to roadsideamerica.com, and basically you can, there's a map that you can bring up. So like, let's say you're in, hey, I'm going to say this wrong, Rip the System. But if I'm saying that right, then welcome. If I'm not saying that right, then, correct me. I'm okay with that. But Roadside America, basically they have a map, so you can put in the state that you want, and then they have a bunch of pins on the map that show you all the different places that you can visit. And it's a really interesting place. A way to find these interesting places. I have not been to Carhenge yet. I want to go to Carhenge. There's a bunch of places that's still open, and there's a bunch of places I've been to that I haven't necessarily done for Trippy Food because maybe these were done, in the past, like the world's largest alligator in Christmas, Florida, or or Coral Castle. So there's a lot of interesting places out there, and I always recommend, like, don't fly, drive, because you miss so much when you fly, and then if you're gonna fly, you're gonna have to rent a car anyway, so might as well just drive. Hey, you got it. Frank also works. Frank. Oh, okay. Frank or Rip the System. All right. Well, welcome, Frank or Rip the System. Hey, Brandon, how's it going? It's going, Chief. Funny you should mention Chief, because I have, and I don't know if it's out there or not, but I have a picture of me, not a high school picture, but school picture when I was 15 years old, and for some reason I look like Chief from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, I look like Chief from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. So I think, like, as I got older, I look less Native American and more Italian, but whatever. Hey, here's a question for you guys that are on there. Do you guys really think I look like Jay Leno? Honestly, you're not going to hurt my feelings, but I don't think I do. And I would love to get Jay Leno on the show just so that people can see us next to each other. I think I honestly believe that I have familiar looks. So people look at me and they say, like back in my rock and roll days, and I had darker hair and long hair down to here and a mustache. It's like people thought I was Yanni. People thought I was Frank Zappa, you know. So I think I just have familiar looks, and people try to place, you know, where they know me from. I'm sure I look like somebody else with the glasses on, right? Only when you're in extreme lighting. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Leno got nothing on me. Well, he got the chin. He definitely has the chin. Hey, and so here's a question for you guys. What do you think of the glasses? You think it's a cool thing? You think it's like, I don't generally wear them when I'm filming, only if I don't need them, just because I have something sitting on my face. Be nice. But I will wear them if I have to read something. So, you know, I figured that I want to see your names. I want to see the people that are logging in here and everything. So I want to wear the glasses, right? But glasses are a good look. Well, thank you, Brandon. I will consider that. So I think I will challenge you guys. There is one of the Trippy food videos where I'm actually wearing my glasses, and I'm not wearing it at the beginning of the video, but I cut to do something. And then I put the glasses on so I could read the ingredients on something, and I left the glasses on. Now, here's the thing. I'm wearing a Santa Claus hat. And so the thing is, the glasses, you know, it could be like Santa Claus glasses, right? So, but the thing is, I don't know that anybody's ever noticed it or just didn't say anything about it. But, you know, if you're watching the videos, like there I am with no glasses. I cut to do something. I come back and I'm wearing the glasses. So that's fun. I think you can actually, in some of the videos where I'm stopping to read stuff and everything, you can see the glasses like sitting on the table next to me and stuff like that. So, you know, I thought it would be a fun thing to do here. When COVID has passed, can you make a trip to New Orleans for some episodes? I would love to go to New Orleans. I had been to New Orleans. I went during Mardi Gras. I will never, ever go back during Mardi Gras, but I would love to go back. I mean, I've had the beignets at, what's the place that has the beignets? Come on, Jim, help me out here. I've had Cafe du Monde. Cafe du Monde. I've had the beignets there. I've had the oysters at Acme Oyster. But I think maybe those are a little bit touristy and everything. And I'll bet you that there's some like real hardcore Cajun stuff that would be really, really worth doing an episode for. Like, for instance, boudin balls. Like, Jim, have you had boudin balls? And I'm talking about the red boudin, which I think has pork blood in it. But those are amazing. You just go to those little roadside stands and get the boudin balls. They're amazing. I mean, totally amazing. Berkshire Basin Lover. First time I saw you with Matt Zion, I joked with my friends, how did he get Jay Leno on here? I get that a lot. And I don't know if everybody here is also a subscriber to Reckless Eating, but there was one episode I did on Reckless Eating, and it was at a house party, and everybody was drunk. Maybe not me, but everybody else was drunk. And Chris from Reckless Eating called me Gay Leno. And for some reason, it stuck. And so, like, every once in a while, it gets brought up and everything. But he was very apologetic afterwards. He goes, I'm sorry, I was drunk. I'm sorry I called you that and everything. I go, like, I have pretty thick skin. It was actually kind of funny. So, you know, whatever. Yeah, Brandon, exactly right. Mandina's on Canal Street out by cemeteries is great. Yes, Boudin is awesome. Yes, I agree completely. Hey, as a matter of fact, you guys, feel free when you're watching the episodes, leave a comment. And like, if there's some place that you want me to go or some place that want me to check out, I do a lot of travel. So if there's some place that you want me to check out, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Have I ever met Adam the Woo? I have not met Adam the Woo. I have met Kevin, LA Beast. I've met LA Beast. A lot of the other YouTubers, the big YouTubers, they don't work with little guys like me because I think, what do I have, like 3,700 subscribers or something like that? You know, I'm small feed. So a lot of the big guys don't like working with me. I like working with a lot of other people. Any exotic foods lined up? Well, I will tell you that a lot of the episodes that are filmed are in the can, right? So I have episodes. We do an episode every Thursday, between 6 and 8 a.m. every Thursday. And then we do a holiday special. So if the holiday comes up, we'll do a holiday special on that day. And then if there's like a limited time only thing, or something that just happens to be current, we'll just throw that in at any time. If we're doing something joint with Reckless Eating, we'll throw that in at any time. But our regular episodes, every Thursday morning. And so I do have episodes already lined up till July. But the question is like, how much exotic are we talking about? So exotic to like, honestly, a lot of the things that we do on our show are exotic to Western taste, right? So like Americans watch that and they go like, oh my God, what the hell is he's eating like a baby duck and an egg? But in other parts of the world, stuff they eat on a regular basis, on a daily basis, and they don't think it's weird at all. So I'm sure that like when I did the Fluffernutter episode, and I don't know if you guys saw that with my grandson. We did an episode on Fluffernutter, and I'm sure somebody from like I don't know, Japan might watch that and go like, that's bizarre, that's weird. I would do the accent, but I would be totally insulting, so I'm not going to do it. Reckless Eating was pretty hardcore back in the puke in every video days. Yeah, and I feel bad for them because YouTube changed. YouTube changed over a period of time, and for a long time that was acceptable, and then they decided, no, we can't have that. And so they would strike down a whole bunch of their videos, but this is like years after these videos came out. They would strike them down because they did the vomit alert, right? And so I feel really bad about that because like that was their thing, and for years it was acceptable, and then all of a sudden YouTube just decided it's not acceptable anymore. And so I really do feel bad for them. I think they might do it on Twitch. They might do those the vomit things, but unfortunately they had to kind of clean up their act on YouTube. And so we still try to like Matt and I talk, and we try to do things that are interesting or current, like the milk steak thing, the milk steak challenge that we did. Felipe's, even as an LA native, I haven't been there in years, really dig their mustard. Yeah, their mustard is pretty hardcore. It's hot mustard. Felipe, so I don't know if you guys saw the Felipe's versus Cole's episode, which is basically the French dip sandwich originated in Los Angeles, and it was said to be invented at both places. And I think it was like 1909, maybe somewhere around that time frame. And both of the places, both Cole's and Felipe's, claim to have invented the French dip sandwich. And so a lot of people go and and they have their favorites, but we did kind of like a mock debate on which one we thought actually invented it, and like got me arrested at the end of the video, so we never found out which one I actually thought invented the French dip sandwich. So I will, because you guys are an elite group of what looks like 8 people. You're an elite group of 8 people. I will tell you right now who I think invented the French dip sandwich. You guys ready? I think it was Philippe's. And the reason I think it's Philippe's is, damn, it's a French name. Cole's isn't a French name. Philippe's is a French name, right? I love Philippe's because it's they have that deli vibe. They have like you can get pickled eggs and anything else that you can get in a deli. They had like an 8-cent cup of coffee forever, and then it's gone up to like 35 cents, but still pretty decent. But it's the kind of place they put sawdust down on the floor. They have old wooden plates. It's like really, really, really blue collar. The thing I'll say about Cole's is their sandwiches are a little bit meatier. They do give you more meat, but it's more expensive too. And it kind of looks like a cross between an ice cream parlor and a Victorian bordello. But I like them both. But my preference is Philippe's, and I actually think Philippe's is probably the one that invented the French dip sandwich. Matt looks way better now, though. Yeah, and he's healthier, and more power to him. So he takes care of himself, and he should, and more power to Matt. I like meeting YouTubers in person. It's crazy to be next to someone I've only seen a video. I met LA Beast when he came to my hometown for a hot dog challenge. He was a genuine cool guy. If you guys let me know where you are, I just hit the desk and the whole thing went shaking. And I'm in the LA area, so it's not an earthquake. If you guys let me know where you guys are, let me know where you're situated, and if I'm in the area, I'll let you guys know that I'm in the area and I'm going to check something out, because I will never ever travel and not check something out and and not film something. So you guys let me know, and if I'm in that area, I will totally let you guys know where I'm going to be, and yeah, come out, and I'll even put you on camera. I've put a couple of people who were subscribers who love the show, and when I met them, I'm like, hey, you want to be in a video? Let's get you in a video. And hopefully, you're okay on camera. If you're quiet and everything, then I'll do all the talking. It's okay. But still, I would like to give you that opportunity. So their eggs are awesome. I think you're talking about Fillets, right? Yeah, they're pickled eggs. Their pickled eggs are awesome. Yeah, I agree. You did not get double dipped, though. No, I didn't get double dipped. And the reason I didn't get double dipped is because I wanted to compare the same thing at both places, right? So I wanted to compare just the basic sandwich at Kohl's with the basic sandwich at Fillets. So I change it up all the time. They have I'm trying to remember the options they have. I think lamb might have been their original, and then they have beef and they have pork. So I think they have 3 or 4 different options. But well, TH, you let me know where are you from, TH? I'll wait. There's a little bit of a lag time here. Europrop, Denmark. Oh, I'll bet you there's all kinds of incredible stuff to do in Denmark. Like, have you seen our episode where we did the Central California coast? Because we stopped in Solvang, which is a Danish American town, and it used to be just look like any other town. It's that in 1911 it was founded by Danish settlers there, but in the 1940s they did an article in the Saturday Evening Post, I think it was, and it just became a big tourist thing, and so they started making the place look like a bunch of places in Denmark. But you can get Abelskever there. There's a bunch of places that serve Abelskever. There's Olsen's Bakery. They do like Danish pastries and stuff. And then the Red Viking does a smorgasbord. So watch that episode and let us know if there's something that we missed, something Danish that we missed that we really should do on the channel, and we'll do that. Take the car and stop by. Well, I'm not going to take the car to Denmark, but I would love to come out to Denmark and check it out. So I would definitely do that. Where in Denmark are you? Love to be in an episode. Well, we'll do that. Oh, Canada. Where in Canada are you? East Coast, West Coast? Love Quebec. Quebec is amazing. So in Quebec, there's a place called J.A. Mosson's. It is the oldest grocery in North America. And that place is amazing. You just go in there and you just start drooling. They have like all kinds of cheeses and meats, and I mean, absolutely amazing. So I went there with my wife, and we were it was our one of our anniversary vacations, and that place is so amazing that we went in. We got a baguette, we got some brie cheese, we got some Hungarian salami, and we went to do our laundry in the laundromat and sat and ate this stuff in the laundromat. It was just like absolutely incredible. Canada, that narrows it down. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Great wine in that area. Paso Robles too. Yeah, absolutely. Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara is a big wine region. Obviously Napa Valley and everything. So there's a lot of good California wines. There's a lot of good wines in New York. Oh, another one that's kind of quiet but still a big wine region is Temecula. So there's a lot of wineries in Temecula. That's big too. So I don't know if there's anything interesting that you guys would find in a winery. If so, let us know. We'll check out a winery. We'll check out something interesting. If we go up to Napa, we could go through Calistoga. They have that the other Old Faithful, so they have a geyser there. It's a lot smaller, obviously, and then the same place has these fainting goats. And then there's also a petrified forest there as well. So we could do that, and we could do some winery kind of thing along with that. I live in the Berkshires in Western Massachusetts, so New England and Central New York is my playground. So Berkshire, you're a masshole like me. Yeah, I grew up there. I love Boston. I haven't been actually haven't been in the Berkshires a whole lot. I used to go to like Pittsfield and what's the place where they have the music out there. So I've gone occasionally, but not enough. So I bet you there's a lot of interesting things out there. Janice, you're from the LA area too. All right, Janice. Hey, make sure that you leave comments and let me know you're here, because as soon as this thing stops, we're going to get back out there and we're going to start doing some more stuff, especially in the LA area. I've got a list of stuff that we need to do in the LA area, and some of it to people from LA is just common stuff, right? But our show is international, and so we like to show things from all over the place, and so we'll be doing some stuff in the LA area. So yeah. Janice, if you would like to join us, let me know. Toronto, I can travel in New York. Oh, I love Toronto. I love Toronto. There was a place I ate in Toronto. I think it's called, I'm going to pronounce this wrong because my French isn't very good. Marche Movenpick, I think it's what it was called. And basically you go into this place and they try to make it look like outside, but inside. And there's all these different booths. And you get this card and they stamp your card and like, okay, I want some seafood from over here and I want some dessert from over here and I want a drink from over here and everything. And you go to all these different places and stamp it. But the food is really good. And it's kind of this really interesting place and everything. So yeah, that was in Toronto. I don't know if it's still there or not. So TH, you can tell me whether that's still there or not. Yeah, Toronto, you're not very far from, is it Buffalo? You're pretty close to Buffalo. How far from Buffalo is Toronto? I didn't think you would travel to Canada. I loved Canada. And when I was living in the Portland, Oregon area, Vancouver was only 5 hours away. So we would make a lot of trips to Vancouver. And Vancouver is really cool too. A lot of fun stuff to do in Vancouver. I think I've done some Trippy food episodes in Vancouver. So Japa Dog, if you look at check out the Japa Dog episode, that was from Canada. But I need to get back to Eastern Canada and do some more episodes up there. Masshole, hey, yep, we're massholes. Tanglewood is big. Yeah, Tanglewood, that's the one I was talking about. I work in Pittsfield and surprised you have ever heard of it. Well, I lived in Massachusetts for almost 30 years. So yeah, I've New England is funny. If you're from New England, you understand this. If you're from a place like Texas or California, you don't understand this, right? Like so people in California, like if you're in the LA area and you just say, "Oh, I'm going to go up to San Francisco," it's like a 5-hour drive or 5.5-hour drive, right? And people go like, "Oh my God, why would you go all the way up there? Why would you drive all the way up to San Francisco?" You in New England, you can start at the southwest corner of Maine and drive all the way to the northeast corner of New Jersey and go through like 5 states in the same amount of time it takes you to get just from LA to San Francisco. So am I right, Berkshire Bacon Lover? Am I right? I'm close to Buffalo, a couple hours. Yeah. I actually have a friend. He used to live in Austin, Texas, and he moved to Buffalo. And he's saying, "Hey, come out to Buffalo," because I think they have some like really unique stuff in Buffalo. I know that like Rochester, they have that garbage plate in Rochester, and Rochester is pretty close too, because I think Rochester is like a short drive from Niagara Falls. Hey, Greg, good to see you too. Wow, welcome aboard, and yeah, you know what I look like because we've actually met. So, so welcome, Greg. A little late to the party. How long you been on, Greg? That's okay. Just put it on there when you're ready. So yeah, it's good to see you too, even if it's just your little tiny picture there. Never been to the East Coast, hoping to be there before 2020 ends if it is safe to do so. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys in on my philosophy, right? So my philosophy, like people tell me, "Oh, hey Val, I would love to go to this place. I would love to go to this place." And I go, "Do it. Make it happen. Find a way and make it happen." And here's why. Because it's not always going to be there. And people go like, "Oh, of course it's always going to be there." And then I always tell people like, I've been up to the World Trade Center, but I don't know if anybody else has been up to the World Trade Center, but it's not there anymore. The story that I love to tell, and who is it that Berkshire Bacon Lover? You can probably back me up on this because you're from New England, state of New Hampshire. All right. The state of New Hampshire state quarter has a profile of rock formation called Old Man of the Mountain. So their state quarter has Old Man of the Mountain. Their license plates has Old Man of the Mountain on it. Their highway signs has Old Man of the Mountain. Everything having to do with New Hampshire has Old Man of the Mountain. And Old Man of the Mountain is a rock formation. I think it's in Lincoln, New Hampshire, somewhere around Lincoln. It's a rock formation that's on the side of a mountain way up at the top. And if you look at it from the side, it just looks like an old man's face. And it's been there for, probably tens of thousands of years. It was caused by ice and water expanding and contracting in the cracks between the rocks. So, it's glacial. And tens of thousands of years ago, this thing was formed. Well, probably about maybe 10 or 15 years now, it fell off the mountain. This is a rock formation. It's been around for tens of thousands of years, but it fell off the mountain. And so now it's Old Forehead of the Mountain. But if you never saw Old Man of the Mountain that you said, that'll be there forever, it's not there anymore. So that's my philosophy, and my advice is, if you want to see something, find a way to do it, make it happen. That's all I can say. I think I probably have some bucket list items, and I need to make those happen. But I've actually done a lot of travel, and seen a lot of things that I've always wanted to see, and just made it happen. Yes, you are. A coastline drive up here is beautiful too. It is. And when you're driving on that coast, the water is on your right. So just a little thing. If you're driving up the coast here, it's on the left. So I actually brought some food here, and it's probably not episode worthy food, but I thought maybe we'd snack on it and see. And some of it's just to kind of I just kind of want to show you this stuff. Now you saw our college frat house snack episode, and we did spotted dick, right? But this one kind of blew my mind a little bit, because this is Goblin to spotted dicks. The marketing person on this probably needs to lose his job. Goblin spotted dick. Yeah, exactly. So have any of you guys tried spotted dick? Actually, this is a British thing. It's a sponge cake, and you steam it. It's actually really, really good. But I think it's generally a punchline for a lot of jokes. Yeah, exactly. So let's see. What do we have here? Oh, this ought to please our Danish friend here. We have herring fillets in mustard sauce. Can we see that? Yeah, it got a lot of light. I'm looking into the sunset there. So we have herring fillets in mustard sauce. Oh, this is a product of Germany. So I have had, I like herring fillets in that dill sauce, and then the cream sauce. I don't think I've ever had it in mustard sauce. So let's go ahead and open this up and try these. Ugh. I bet it tastes good, but it looks like baby poop. Look at that. I want to kind of show that to you without dropping it all over the keyboard. That's disturbing. Okay, okay. It smells like herring and mustard. Maybe not like surströmming, but we did okay with that too. So I don't. Maybe this is old and it's starting. No. There's some big chunks in there. Let's get some of that. So I like to use lavash. And lavash it's basically, it's a Middle Eastern flatbread. It's soft. I like this better than crackers, because basically all this is just wheat and flour. But it's not as crunchy and hard as matzo is. So anyways, here we get a nice big chunk of that. So here is our herring with mustard sauce. Do I have a plate to eat over? I'll use a napkin. Herring with mustard sauce. Cheers. It's got some chewiness to it. Herring, to me, usually doesn't have that chewiness to it, but this one does. I gotta chew it. It's almost the texture of mackerel. I don't know if you've had mackerel, but it's almost the texture of mackerel. Oh, it's pretty good. I like it's not like heavy on the mustard, but the mustard gives it like a nice different flavor. It's pretty good. Yeah, I'd give that a thumbs up. Not even a thumbs in the middle. Thumbs up. It's nice. I mean, it does have a little bit of a fishy smell, but it's in a tin. What do you want? So, okay. These are, I don't know if you can see that. I'm trying to get it so that there's no glare. There we go. Exo whole roasted crickets, crispy taco flavored. I think we did this on an episode, but I think I have an extra pack. You would take it without the mustard. Yeah, I like it without the mustard too. My only problem with herring is that sometimes the what they pack it in is sweet. Like, I don't know if they add sugar to it or anything, and I don't like it sweet. I like it, a little tangy, a little, like with maybe some vinegar, or the dill sauce is really nice. The cream sauce is really nice, but yeah, I don't like it when it's really sugary and sweet. I just don't like that. All right, so these are whole roasted crickets, and these are the taco ones. Now, again, we did these in a previous episode. I just don't remember, so we'll try them again. And hey, I would like to ask you guys, because this is just something Matt used to laugh at me when I first started doing it, but actually I started doing it on a regular basis. Was like, when I open a bag of chips, I open it from the bottom, and he thought that was kind of weird. And the thing is, what I told him is like when you get a bag of chips, right, and that bag of chips has been shipped and it's been sitting on the shelf and everything, and all that flavor, all the spices or the seasoning or whatever they put on it, that all settles to the bottom. And so that's where all the flavor is. So like sometimes I'll eat something on the channel and I'll say, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's all right. And then I'll continue eating the bag. And as I get toward the bottom, I go like, oh my God, that's really good. Like, that's where all the flavor was. So now I open it from the bottom. I get all the flavor right off the bat. No, that's just me. I do the same. And Matt's weird with Tom Cruise. Yeah, well, we all have our shtick, right? Yep. Insects, especially crickets, have a particular smell to them, but this one doesn't. I don't know why. Oh, so the thing about insects is, if you have a chance, if someplace near you has those crickets, it's CRICKETTES, little boxes of crickets, and they're flavored with different things. Like some are cheese flavored and some are like sour cream and onion flavored and everything. Those are really, really good entry level insects, because they're not. The problem is, like, if you stir fry insects, they still have that kind of like squishy insides and everything else like that. But the ones that I want to say it's Hot Licks that does them. They're just crispy little bacony kind of things and everything, and that's probably good entry level stuff. Do you have any specific travel destinations on your agenda post COVID? I want to get back up to San Francisco because there's a couple of places that I want to check out in San Francisco. There's one place. Some places don't let me film, and they say, "Oh, well, you have to talk to our manager, or you have to talk to the owner and everything," and it's almost impossible to get in. And one of those places is in San Francisco. It's a place called Tommy's Joint. And Tommy's Joint has been like probably there over 100 years. Oh, you're taking off, Rip the System. Well, it was good chatting with you too. We'll have to do more of these. You guys let me know if you want to do more of these. We will definitely do some more of these and everything. But glad you could join us. Take care of yourself and be careful and wash your hands. So let's go ahead and try these. And again, these are crispy taco. So I can see those. They take the legs off, which is probably a good idea, because like I've eaten them with legs on them and everything, and they get stuck between your teeth and everything. So it's nice when you take them off. By themselves, like without anything on them, they have a unique flavor, and it's kind of like I'd say it's kind of like imagine a walnut leaf that's kind of toasted. It's kind of like that. But let's go ahead and try these. The thing I don't like about eating crickets is getting legs stuck in my teeth. Yeah, absolutely, Janice. I'm with you there. It's like the chapulines, the Mexican grasshoppers from Oaxaca. Same thing. They usually serve them with the legs, and you get those stuck between your teeth and everything. But they make great tacos. I'm getting the taco taste from this. It's just something to put taco seasoning on, but it just doesn't have that, that taco kick. So it's a fun snack. Have a beer, have some of these and everything. It's a fun snack. Thumbs in the middle on that. I don't know what I gave it when we actually did it. Sounds crispy. They are crispy. Well, they're more crunchy than crispy. They're kind of in between crunchy and crispy. The just the baked ones that Hot Licks does, they're crispier. Yes, do more. Okay, I will. Let's see. This I picked up. I'm trying to remember where I got this. I think it was at John's Marketplace, which is a Middle Eastern grocery, a large Middle Eastern grocery. And it's Andy's Deli luncheon meat. And it looks like, you used to buy those Virginia hams in those big cans that were like shaped exactly like this. This is luncheon meat. What kind of meat is it? I don't know. I'm guessing there's pork in here, maybe beef, maybe both. I just can't get over it. It's a cricket going in my mouth. Okay, so they do cricket flour as well, and you basically use the cricket flour as a high protein flour as a substitute for other stuff that you would use flour for. But for me, that's kind of like, why not just eat flour? Got to eat something different and everything. But so Berkshire bacon lover, as long as you brought this up, better with stronger spice. I agree. As long as you brought this up, a lot of things are visual. I don't know if any of you guys saw the episode that we did at that Peruvian restaurant in Somerville, Massachusetts, where we had the guinea pig. But guinea pig is, how was the herring and mustard? My YouTube froze up and crashed. It was good. It was good. It was just different because, like I said, I'm used to having the herring with the cream sauce or a dill sauce or something like that. But it was different. It wasn't bad at all. So probably thumbs up on that one. Hey, man. Hey, Zach Smith, welcome to the club. Zach, good to have you here. I saw it. It's a texture. Yeah. So getting back to the idea of the cricket going in your mouth. When we talked about the guinea pig thing, it's a visual thing, right? Like for instance, my wife, she's from Colombia, and one of the times we went to Colombia, we went to this restaurant, and we're walking by, and it's called the Asadero. So basically, they have an open fire pit at the front of the restaurant where they just drape the meat over this wire rack, and then they have a butcher table and they cut off pieces of it, and as people walk by, they just hand you a piece of that meat in hopes that you'll like the meat and you'll come in and eat. So we tasted the meat, and serving food with heads are a bad thing. No, actually, some of the best meat on an animal is on and around the head. So we tasted it and we said, "What is this? It's really good." He says, "It's chigüiro." And we said, "Oh, chigüiro." It's like, I'd never heard of that before. He goes, "Yeah, it's like a pig, but it's different." So we walked downtown, came back, and then we got hungry. So we decided, that food was good. We went in to get that. So we go in, we sit down. And I never had chigüiro before. I didn't know what it was, but I know I never had it before. So I ordered the mixto plate, which had a bunch of different meats and the chigüiro on it. And and so he brought it to the table, and I asked the waiter, in the little Spanish I know, ¿qué tipo animales es chigüiro? What kind of animal is chigüiro? And he gave me the same. It's like a pig, but different. And he says, un momento. And he goes and he gets his iPhone, and he does his little Google image search, and he hands me the iPhone. And I'm sitting across from my wife, and she says, I have this huge grin on my face. And she goes, "What? what is it? What is it? What is it? And I said, it's capybara. And she knows what a capybara is. A capybara is the world's largest rodent. She knows what that is. But because it was just a piece of meat, she ate it and she loved it, right? And we went to another place later on in that same trip that had chigüiro, and we were like, yeah, let's get chigüiro. But if they had put like a chigüiro's head on the table, she wouldn't. She would have just like, get it out of there, or I'm out of here. I'm not going to go anywhere. So a lot of it's a visual thing. Cool, yeah. Bought them canned with mustard a couple times. They were okay, but yeah, the cream or pickle one's way better. Yes, Steve aside, I'm agreeing with you completely. But they're not bad. They're not bad at all. Bricks Aiden, hey, Bricks Aiden, welcome to our show. This is you guys are part of a historic event, because this is the first live stream ever. And if it goes well, we'll do more. You know, you guys let me know. Let me know if you think it's going well. Let me know, and we'll do more. But getting back to the visual thing, how many of you guys have had balut? So balut, if you haven't seen it, is a fertilized duck egg that they eat in the Philippines. And the Filipinos eat it at 14-day gestation. And at 14 days, there's a little baby duck in there. The Vietnamese, they're hardcore. They eat it at 21 days. And at 21 days, it has little feathers and stuff in it. Hey, Jason. Hey, good to see you, man. Great live event. Love Trippy food. Thank you for inspiring my sons and I to do a one-chip. Oh, you guys did the one-chip challenge? Do you have video? I would love to see what happened when you guys did the one-chip challenge. So a good welcome aboard, Jason. Glad to see you again. Zach Smith, you're saying that you did the one-chip challenge? Nope, and never will. Haha, funny with the capybara. My Colombian friend makes fun of me for loving anchovies, being Italian, and I'm always like, okay, fish is so weird, but rodents are so cool. Well, I like anchovies and balut and capybara and all that fun stuff. And I'm mostly Italian as well. So, I grew up in eating Italian American food, and some of that stuff, like, people would think, like, my mom used to cook pig's feet on the stove. That was nothing. We didn't think anything of it. It was not, but some people think that's weird, right? So getting back to the balut, the first time I ever had balut, it was the Filipino one. So it wasn't the 21-day one. It was the Filipino one. And I knew what it was, but for me, it's all about, the taste and everything, except this is a very, very visual thing. So when you crack that egg, the top of the egg open, and you're looking at a baby duck, and you're like, okay, I gotta do this. And it took me 10 minutes to get that up to my mouth. Once I did, I tasted it, and I really liked it. I really loved the flavor of that. But again, it's a visual thing. It's the same with the guinea pig. It's the same with the insects and everything. So once you get past that, once you just tell yourself that I'm just trying something different, it's just in a different form, you can get past that and just focus on the taste. I'm just saying he has no right to diss me over anchovies. No. Both grandfathers enjoyed pig's feet too. Yeah, I love pig's feet. I think I did an episode where I tried to fry pig's feet, because we tried to do that at I think it was the LA County Fair, and they said, "Oh no, we can't do that." We were just kind of joking around about it and everything. So we deep fried the pig's feet. It was okay. My 11-year-old did a balut challenge and made. Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember the balut challenge. Yeah, he's a hardcore rocker. So tell him I'm proud of him. How did it smell? Are you talking about the balut? How did the balut smell? Or which one? Which one are we talking about? Speaking of ducks, was just given a dozen duck eggs from a local farm. I'd never had them different. Oh yeah, much different taste. A lot richer, I think. A lot denser, but delicious. Absolutely delicious. And so, like, if you eat eggs, it's another kind of egg. It's not rotting. His face was unforgettable. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, but the thing is, once you get it up to your mouth, you're done. You're like, you did it, and you would do it again. You just focus on the taste, and it's delicious. So, yeah, saw that episode. Balut, B-A-L, yes, B-A-L-U-T, balut. Thumbs up for the balut. Yeah, absolutely. Thumbs up for the balut. However, you guys can check this out. We did we did an episode where I got Vietnamese chicken balut, and I decided that I wasn't going to eat it the traditional way. I was going to try to make it the American way. So I was going to make a fried egg, and I was going to make a poached egg, and I was going to make a scrambled egg out of the chicken balut, and it was a horror show. I grossed myself out. It was a horror show. I'll never do that again. But, you know, it was interesting, and I gave it a shot. What about century eggs? Kind of curious about those too. Visually, they look pretty cool. Look for our Easter episode from last year. Last year's Easter episode, we did a bunch of different Easter eggs, and one of them was century eggs. So you can check that out. A lot of people don't like those because the inside can get kind of ammoniated, and so it has that ammoniated smell and even a little bit of that taste. But, you know, I don't mind it at all. And I really like the part, the white part of the egg, the albumin, I believe is what it's called, where it gets kind of like a gelatin. And it's like a tea-colored gelatin. So I kind of like that. All right. We're back to opening up our luncheon meat. We're finally going to open this thing up and see what it looks like. It looks and smells like Spam. And there's that gelatin around it. So I don't know. I guess we'll just cut a piece of this and put it on a piece of lavash. Where did you learn to edit? Okay, so I'll tell you a story. Ari, welcome. I learned to edit on the fly. I learned to edit because I had to. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Jeff Fu. So Jeff Fu used to contribute to Reckless Eating. I don't know if he started Reckless Eating or was it there at the beginning of Reckless Eating or they brought him in, but he was an integral part of Reckless Eating. And he was actually an integral part of our show. So a lot of people say like Val, we always see you and you always say we. Well, I say we because there's a lot of people that have contributed to our show. And Jeff is one of them. So Jeff was the one that actually got me to do my show. So I don't know if a lot of you guys know this or not, but I used to do a show with Eddie Lynn called Kamikaze Kitchen. And it was a very formulated show where we would take a mystery ingredient. And most of the ingredients we got from exotic meat market. So we would get a bunch like beaver tails and animal heads and, you know, things along those lines. So we would get those from exotic meat market, and we would go in with a paper bag with a question mark on it, and we would bring it to a chef here in LA, and they would have to cook something for us. And every episode was kind of the same. At the end of the episode, we'd always do something or say something to get us kicked out and everything. But we were doing that, but the frequency of us filming those episodes became less and less, and I loved doing it. So I was talking to Jeff one day, and I said, I really want to continue doing, Kamikaze Kitchen, but I don't know. Do I bring somebody else in and everything? And he says, no. He says, do your own show. Just do your own show, and then it's just you, and then you don't have to worry about anybody else doing it and everything. So I was like, okay. So he produced the show at first. So he would make suggestions as to some stuff that I would do, or I would make suggestions to him, and he'd go, "Hey, what about this?" And he'd go, "Nah, that's not that interesting. Don't do that and everything." And then he would film it, and then he would do the editing, and he would put it up on YouTube and everything. Well, unfortunately and sadly, several years ago, he had a stroke, and he was unable to do it, and I still had to do episodes. So basically, I just had to learn it myself. And I was doing, at first it was very rudimentary, and I was trying to edit it, and I just would cut pieces out of it and everything and just leave it alone. But the more I did it, the better I got at it. So I used a software called Movavi Video Studio, I think it's called. And I have an app on the phone called, I think it's called AVR, which does the audio. And so I do the audio and the video separately, and then I merge them together in Movavi, and I do all the editing and everything. And I've just gotten better at it over the years as a necessity. But it was because, like I said, Jeff used to do the editing and then couldn't do it anymore. I was going to ask, weirdest meat you have tried, but capybara may take it. No, because capybara wasn't weird. Capybara was like, if you didn't know and somebody gave it to you, my brother-in-law thought it tasted like chicken. I thought it tasted like pork tenderloin. All right. So it was weird that we were eating the world's largest rodent, but it wasn't like a really unusual taste or flavor or anything else like that. So I would say Kangaroo, python, and turtle. Yeah. And those are unusual and they have distinctive tastes. I would say like the funkiest meat I've ever had is probably nutria because it has this kind of swampy flavor and smell to it and everything. So I mean, I've had meats that I love, like beaver. I love beaver. I love iguana. Missed that one. I guess you get those right. Or ammonia. Yeah, the ammoniated stuff. It's yeah. Glad to see your stream. Hey, thank you, Lynn 801. I don't know which Lynn 801 you are, but glad to have you aboard. If you wanted me to continue to call you Lynn 801, I will happily do that. Or if you have a pseudonym or nickname, I will happily use that as well. But welcome aboard, and I'm glad to be streaming. And so if you guys like this, we'll do more of these. I don't know what the frequency is. We can do one once a week, once a month. I'll leave it up to you guys. It seems like we had 11 people here. It's a nice little group, and we can still social distance. So it's nice. Was at the market the other day, saw spam spread. Had never had an inclination to spread spam. Have you had I have not had the spread. I had the different flavors of spam. Like they do a chorizo flavored spam. They do a jalapeno spam. I think it was it this year? We did our pumpkin spice episode where we did pumpkin spice spam. And that was weird. And it tasted pretty good. I have not tried the spread. Could you make cooking streams with a simple 2-cam setup? I could. I'd have to get another cam. So I'm doing this on my laptop right now, and I have the camera that I use for filming. But I would have to get another camera. But yeah, absolutely, I would love to do that. Do you guys like the cooking? The ones where I cook, the episodes where I cook? Do you guys like that? I'll do more of those. Been wanting to try turtle for ages. There used to be a place in my area that had it, but after much searching around, apparently no more. Where are you from, Steve Aside? Because if you go to some of the larger Asian markets, they have live turtle, and they'll do the butchering for you. So and some places they'll even cook it there for you. But if you want, they'll cut it up for you, and then you just bring it home and cook it up. But I don't know where you are, so I can help. I'm a mod on Matt's stream, and Just Lynn is fine. Okay, Just Lynn, welcome aboard. Beaver is not a protected species. A lot, like I got the beaver from Exotic Meat Market, and what Exotic Meat Market gets a lot of is invasive species. And so a lot of these, or a lot of things that are culled to keep the population in check. But like iguana, he gets iguana from Puerto Rico. And iguana is not native to Puerto Rico, but they're herbivores and they damage the ecosystem. Lionfish, nutria. These are all things that are like they were brought in for whatever particular reason, or had stowed aboard ships or whatever, or people let them go as pets, and they've gone crazy. In the Everglades, they have a problem with very large snakes, anacondas, pythons, things like that, and they have no natural enemies, and they're eating alligators. And so usually the local governments are more than happy if you kill these things and eat them. Like a snakehead fish. If you catch a snakehead fish and you throw it back in the water, you can be fined for that. Because they're voracious eaters. They'll eat everything in the pond or the lake or the stream. And some people have tried draining the pond to get rid of them, and they can live out of water for like 4 days. They can crawl small distances and everything. So, these are all invasive species and everything. So no, it's not protected. There was a place in Tampa, which is a couple hours for me, that until a few years back actually served lion steaks. Yes. So lion is controversial, but and Exotic Meat Market does actually have lion, but it's very, very expensive because it's not like lion is something that you're going to get all the time. It's not like he goes to Africa and kills lions and brings them back and everything else like that. And so it's a rarity and it's very expensive. But lion meat, yeah, it's interesting. I would try it because I have tried it because I don't turn anything down. And as long as it's legal, I'll eat it. I don't eat things that are illegal, but as long as it's legal, I'll eat it. Central Florida. Okay. So Central Florida, how would that work in Central Florida? There's got to be, a lot less Asian and more Latin American in Florida. But yeah, I'll look into that. I'll see about. Leave a comment. I don't know if you guys see the Facebook page. You can go to the Facebook page too. Leave a comment there and I can help you out with that. So if I can find a place like peacocks in Arcadia, yes. What do they call them? The Palos Verdes pigeons, because they're just all over the place. And I actually think the ones in Palos Verdes are from the same flock as Arcadia. Eating Spam fried for breakfast with my dad on Saturday with childhood, but it has to be fried. Oh, absolutely. Nobody eats that out of the can. Yeah, that's wrong. And Natter eats it out of the can because it's a competitive eating thing. So it's it's a time thing. But yeah, not out of a can. Yeah. Peacock. Jason, I've actually had peacock, and peacock's actually delicious. It's very mild. It has a very unique taste. The peacock is delicious. I don't think the city of Arcadia will let you trap those, though. So I could be wrong. Matt says hi. Well, tell Matt I said hi, and tell him that I am doing my first live stream, and he is probably responsible for that, for just saying, Val, just do it. So I'm doing it. Rule 1 in any Asian market, stay away from the big spiky fruit. I assume you're talking about durian, but I love durian. I really do. I'm not going to deny that it has a strong smell, but for some reason that smell doesn't bother me. But I actually like durian. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's similar to durian. There's jackfruit, but jackfruit doesn't have spikes. It has those little bumps on it and everything. But yeah, Europrop, have you actually eaten durian before? Message retracted. I don't even know what that was. So. How was the lion decent? It was like $60 to $80 a piece. This was 2012. Yeah, it is expensive. It is a very lean meat, and so you have to be careful how you cook it. And it's also a very mild meat. So if you cook it with like butter, it's going to taste like butter. If you cook it with like olive oil, it's going to taste like olive oil. So you have to kind of like, if you're going to cook any meat that you haven't had, or anything that you haven't had before, I always recommend you just cut off a small piece of it, just put it on the grill. Hopefully it won't stick, but just put it on the grill, one side, sear the end of it, the other side, sear the end of it, leave it a little bit, like a medium rare, go to a medium rare or even rare. And then just taste that piece, because you want to see what it tastes like. After that, you can do whatever you want with it. You can put spices on it. You can, whatever. But always, especially if you're going to buy something as expensive as lion, you definitely want to try it first. Just try a piece of it just like it is, so you get the flavor for it. Let it sit on your tongue for a while. Smell it. Let it sit on your tongue. Chew it, and then see the kind of flavor that comes out when because this is something you want to be memorable, right? And you want to see what this thing tastes like. Like, what drives me nuts is somebody who goes, who gives you something to eat and go, hey, try this. What is it? Try it. I'll tell you what it is afterwards. I'm like, no, tell me what it is now. No, it's like, you might not eat it. I'm like, I'm going to eat it either way. Tell me what it is so that I know what it is while I'm tasting it. And I can remember what that is. I can place the thought with the taste. But yeah, lions, it's very light. It's very mild, very lean. It's not something like I would eat all the time, everything, but I was fortunate enough to try it. Matt is wrong. What were we talking about that Matt was wrong? Oh, please keep up the cooking episodes. Can you give tips in those videos about selecting the best, freshest products and basic cooking tips? I want to learn how to cook for myself. Yes, Jim, I will absolutely do that. I don't know if you guys like, I hope that I'm being verbal about that. I try to be very descriptive, and I try to say where I'm cutting corners. I don't want to say cutting corners, but changing things out, because I don't always go exactly by the recipe on stuff. And sometimes I'll substitute for things that I think like, this is going to be better. Right. Or sometimes I just like ran out of stuff. Did you guys see the episode where I did the grilled Charlie from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? And so it calls for peanut butter on the outside. Well, I didn't have peanut butter on hand, and I went to the grocery store, and for some reason peanut butter was all sold out. I had almond butter, so I used almond butter instead of peanut butter. And yeah, it will change the taste of the sandwich, but I had that on hand and I used that. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with with changing things up and doing stuff. Reindeer and elk make a great sausage. I agree with you completely. I'm trying to think of the best elk sausage I had. There was a place I think it's still there, called The Worst in Portland, Oregon. And it's a bar. On one side is a bar, and on the other side it's an arcade, and they serve sausages as their thing. And they have an elk sausage there that's actually pretty good. So yeah, I do like elk sausages. The other thing about elk is and I hope they're still around. They closed the local ones around here, but Fuddruckers. If you go to Fuddruckers is good because for I think it's like $1 or maybe $2 more, you have an option for exotic meat. So sometimes they have ostrich, sometimes they have elk, sometimes they have boar, and you can substitute those meats for your beef burger. And so it's a good opportunity to try different and unique things. Dude, it stinks. Yeah, a tiny bite. See, this is the problem. Is like I get off on a tangent, I go talking about it, and then I forget what we're talking about on stuff. So, you're talking about the durian, dude, it stinks. Yeah, I get that. I totally get that. Like I said, I can get past that smell, but I totally get that. Strumming, same thing. I totally get why some people can't eat that because of the smell. But for me, I'll let you in a little secret. I don't mind the smell of skunk. Like you smell it outside the window. Like there's a skunk out in the middle of summer, and you smell the skunk. I'm like, interesting. I don't mind that smell. I don't want to get sprayed by one, but I don't mind the smell. Oh yeah, there's a couple of Fuddruckers here. I had live elk and bison so far at the Fuddruckers, Steve's side. Yeah, because they're really good for giving you exotic options. So, anyways, let's try our luncheon meat. And again, I have our Lavash. I just cut it up into little squares. It usually comes in a big sheet. Like, do I have one here? Yeah, I do. So I get this one at the Middle Eastern grocery, but you can get it at Trader Joe's. All right, so let's try piece of Lavash with some luncheon meat. Here we go. This thing does look like uncooked Spam. I'm not uncooked Spam because Spam is already cooked. And this has the gelatin on it. This is more like, I want to say this is like potted meat. I'll put some of that gelatin on it. That gelatin is what makes head cheese. You guys had head cheese? You like head cheese? We did our banh mi, our European banh mi sandwich episode. I think it came out yesterday. And we had tongue and blood head cheese in that. Here we go. Cheers. Welcome aboard, Isaac. Good to see you. Always welcome here. That's kind of squishy. It's not a pate. It's not Spam. It's somewhere in between. But I don't know if I would heat this up. It doesn't seem like something you could grill. It just seems like a cold pressed ham kind of thing. So, thumbs in the middle. It was like I was out like $1.50 on this. Not bad. Been a minute since I had head cheese, but loved it. That banh mi you made the other day looked out of this world, by the way. It was delicious. It was really good. I regret that I couldn't make a traditional Vietnamese banh mi because those are really good too. If you get a chance, you should try that so you see what a real banh mi tastes like. I just had to use what was available and what was on hand and what I could get easy access to. The roll is the world. I mean, the whole thing is the roll that you use, and I couldn't get a small baguette to use for that, and I had to use French roll. But it makes all the difference in the world. It was a good sandwich, but I've eaten lots of banh mi and everything, and just really fine, good banh mi. Yeah, delicious. The Buena Park Fuddruckers supposedly still open near Knott's Berry Farm. Oh, Knott's Berry Farm. That's another thing. Janice, I don't know if you've had it. I mean, you can vouch for this. So I'm thinking we did a episode at one of the last Pioneer Chickens in Los Angeles and everything. But I am told that like some of the best fried chicken in Southern California is at Knott's Berry Farm. So Janice, you can tell me whether that's true or not, and if you think it's worth doing an episode of Knott's Berry Farm's fried chicken. Let me know. The head cheese slices look good. Oh, they were absolutely delicious. If you don't know how head cheese is made, my mom, 85-year-old Italian American, and Chef Ben Ford, who has Ford's filling station, he makes his own head cheese. And so he made it for me one time, and I tried it, and he said, "What do you think?" And I said, "Well, it's a little bit more like a pate than typically the head cheese I'm used to having, which has those chunks of meat and everything, and a kind of like a solid gelatin on it." And then another time I went down, and he goes, "Oh, you got to try this," and I tried it. So I was telling my mom about it, and I said, "Hey, Mom, I have this friend in LA, and he makes his own head cheese." And she goes, "Don't tell me." She says, "Don't tell you what?" She says, "Don't tell me how they make head cheese." I'm like, "Why not?" She says, "Then I won't like it." She says, "Mom, you've liked head cheese for 85 years. What could I possibly tell you that would make you not like head cheese?" But it goes back to the visual thing, and this is the woman that cooked pig's feet on the stove. So not a big deal. Whatever. It's a normal old thing here. It's a normal old thing in a lot of places. Yeah, it's a normal old thing in a lot of places. What else do we have here? We have, this looks interesting. Alaska Smokehouse Lobster. Hey, and you guys let me know if the lighting starts to suffer, because like I said, I don't have any lights turned on in here, and I'm just using the light coming from outside. But if the sun starts going down and it starts getting dim or something, let me know. We'll fix it. You've had it, but just not called head cheese. What have you had it? What has it called when you've had it? Steve aside, the place I went to, the owners didn't even understand us saying, "Well, take the check." That's how you know it's authentic. They barely spoke a word of English. That's the way to go. That is the way to go. So like banh mi, right? I'll give you an example. So banh mi, if you go to one of those little mom and pop Vietnamese places, here in the LA area, you'll spend somewhere between $3 or $4, for a banh mi sandwich, for a decent banh mi sandwich. But then you have these celebrity chefs, and I'm not gonna embarrass them. Not that they're watching, but I'm not gonna embarrass them by mentioning them by name. But they might open up a sandwich shop, and they might serve something about that small, which is about as authentic as the one I made the other day, except they're still calling it a banh mi sandwich, and they're charging like $10 for this thing that's like about that big. Just go to the mom and pop places, $3 or $4. Give them a big tip, because they don't charge a lot of money. Give them a big tip, but go to the mom and pop places and everything. Yeah, it's the way to go. Lobster spread. That sounds interesting. It does sound interesting. Well, let's see. I grew up in New England. So for stuff like lobster and things like that, I'm a hard sell on stuff like that. So this is almost, look at this, right? Like the luncheon meat. Let's hope it's not like luncheon meat lobster. Souse. Oh yes, souse, of course. I've seen head cheese referred to as souse, but believe technically there's a difference between the two. I don't know that there is. But there might be. Like one might be more like stew-like, and the other one might be like more solid that you slice into. Like head cheese is typically served as a lunch meat, so it's typically sliced and served as lunch meat. Your tag team episodes with Matt Zine are fun because you try and break the item down in a culinary manner, while Matt just says that's gross or that's amazing. The yin and yang of food reviews. Well, that's the thing is it should be like that, right? I mean, you don't want. You tell me, but I don't think you want to see two people eating something where both of them go, "Yep, that's great. Yep, great." Really, I mean, like, even if both people like that thing, they're going to have different takes on it. People have different palates, right? I mean, there's people who don't like cilantro. There's people who don't like black licorice. There's people who don't like Spam. There's people, there's people who don't like certain things, and they have a different palate. And so, so even if, like I said, even if it's good, both people have kind of a different take. And I think that's what you want, is you want a variety. Because my thing is I love to have people on the show. And the reason I love to have people on the show is because it gives it more authenticity as to what we're eating, right? Because if you just hear me say, "Oh, this is delicious," and then in the back of your mind, you might like, maybe it's not delicious, and maybe he's just saying it's delicious, or the opposite, like, this is disgusting. And it's like, maybe it's not disgusting, but he's just pretending it's disgusting. I try to be as honest as possible, but always having somebody else on the show is a nice, it's a nice balance. Like, the Valentine's Day episode that we did with Lindsay where we put the different things in the chocolate and everything. We got honest response from her on stuff, and I liked some of it. She didn't, and vice versa. It's effing Tom Cruise. Matt is the Tom Cruise comparison. I think he always goes back to the Jay Leno with me. Funny thing, I like every seafood of New England except lobster. I don't know why my brain says no lobster. But what ways? Like how have you had lobster? Like, do you like lobster roll or not? Is it lobster roll you don't like? Is it just like the steamed and buttered lobster that you don't like? Lobster salad is it a particular preparation you don't like, or you just like anything that's in, you just don't like the taste of lobster? The Mrs. Nuts chicken dinner is some of the best fried chicken in the area. The chicken to go is the same chicken, but not sit down, is going to reopen next week, hopefully. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think Orange County, they were opening things up a lot earlier than they are here in Los Angeles County. I'm going to be honest with you. I will go if they can maintain, decent self distancing, and they can ensure that they're like cleaning the, even the utensils. I mean, not the condiments and stuff afterwards and everything. Then I'd consider going. If not, and I have to wait a while, then I'll do that. I don't, like you said, take some things are really, really good when you're sitting down in the restaurant. But if you get a takeout, like pho is terrible if you get a takeout. By the time you get that thing home and all the noodles are all stuck together and solid, and some things just don't translate well to takeout and everything. So you're absolutely right. It's worth going and sitting down to eat, but I think I'm going to make sure that it's safe to do so when I do that. I will let you know, Janice, and maybe you can join me. PPV Fire God, what's up? Hey, welcome aboard. I find I'm eating more variety of foods with this quarantine stuff going on. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And the thing is, most people hit the traditional grocery stores, the Ralphs, the Piggly Wigglies, the Stop and Shops, right? The big, utility grocery stores and everything. But this is the best time, as long as you're going to go grocery shopping anyways. Hit the Latin American markets, hit the Middle Eastern markets, hit the Asian markets, right? And just go in there and just try different. You got to eat anyways. You got to buy food and bring home anyways. Try something different. Go a little bit out of your comfort zone, and you can do it in little baby steps, right? Just something like that's a little unusual. Baby steps. Europrop, exactly. Yep. So much time to cook. Yeah, that's it. I can't remember the last time. Well, I was gonna say I can't remember the last time I got takeout was yesterday. Takeout's good. Takeout is good right now because you need to support these restaurants that are probably going to close otherwise. So takeout and to go is kind of good right now because it helps support these places. Like I don't remember if you saw a few weeks ago, I did an episode at Hop Woo in Chinatown in Los Angeles, and it's another, they're hurting right now. They're hurting really bad, but they have really, really unusual ethnic, I was gonna say ethnic, but traditional Chinese dishes and everything. They have frog dishes and lamb's tongues and stuff like that. Really interesting stuff. And you get that stuff to go. But it also helps the restaurant stay in business. And like I said, they're hurting right now. I know they're hurting right now because I think they're just doing a GoFundMe just to stay in business. So yeah. But it's nice to cook at home too. So, do the takeout every once in a while. Maybe not as much as, like, I certainly don't eat out as much as I used to before the coronavirus thing. I recently made chili verde and it's amazing. I love chili verde. Did you wrap it in banana leaves? How did you make it? It sounds, I don't know. I don't know that I had a chili verde I didn't like, but then I never got one from Del Taco. So I don't even know if they make chili verde, but I bet it's not good. Steamed butter is my least favorite, but if I have to have lobster roll, extra celery, salt, and pepper will do. There you go. Perfect. So at least you try. At least you have your kind of go-to and everything. So anyways, let's check out this lobster spread. As long as we're talking about lobster. Hey, how long you guys want to do this? I thought I was going to do it for an hour. I'm at an hour and 19 minutes now. We can keep going if you want. Thumbs up, thumbs down. What do you think? Are you guys burnt out? Had enough? Let me know. Banana leaves. Never heard of that. Just did it with bone. Well, a lot of like in central Mexico, especially Oaxacan things like Oaxaca, the Oaxacan tamale, in the northern the northern Mexican states, they make their tamales with corn husks. But in the central areas like Oaxaca, they make their tamales in banana leaves. They just kind of fold it up in a banana leaf and everything. So depends on the region. Bone-in pork shoulder, peppers, and tomatillos. Sounds delicious. Keep going. All right, Lynn. Thank you. Anybody else? Janice, keep going. I'll keep going. As long as you guys aren't bored and you guys don't mind. We have 13 on. It's a very nice, cozy little group, don't you think? We'll keep going. Everyone says keep going. We'll keep going. All right. I've been wanting to tell you, I've been very happy to see your channel consistently uploading content still during all this madness. Well, again, two things. One, we did have stuff that's already pre-recorded. And two, I'm getting creative, right? So like I said, I go to the grocery store. I just go to the Asian market or one of the other markets and try to find something interesting in the meantime, or do a takeout thing. So I'm trying to keep it interesting and keep it safe at the same time. Local shops need love. They do need love. So give local shops your love. All right, here. Oh, this thing is weeping. I got some napkins here. I don't know what this is. There's lobster juice or oil or something. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Not much of a smell. Looks like lobster spam. It's soft and moist. How many of you don't like the word moist? Let me know. Some people seem to hate that. I think it's descriptive. It's helpful. And I think maybe it just takes your mind somewhere else. Okay, here we go. Lobster spread. And for stuff like these, is little things of like lobster spread and little, you can get a lot of those at the ethnic groceries, but you can also get a lot of those kind of things at Cost Plus World Market. That's a place, and they're all over the country. So I recommend that you go through a Cost Plus World Market and do some shopping there. Just go up and down the food aisles, and you will find all kinds of unusual things. Like I'm a masshole. I'm a New Englander, right? I actually lived in a lot of different places, but I grew up in Massachusetts, and so for me, if you're gonna make a fluffernutter, you have to use marshmallow fluff. You can't use Kraft marshmallow cream. You have to use marshmallow fluff, and I think they have that at Cost Plus World Market. They also have sometimes you can actually get the B&M brown bread at Cost Plus World Market. Here we go, lobster spread. Looks like dog food. You should do a live cooking stream sometime. I will do that. I need to get better cameras to do that though. So I'll work on doing that, like a GoPro or something like that I can plug into the computer. But I will work on doing that. And we'll try to come up with something really interesting to cook. Yeah. No, fortunately it went on the desk and not the keyboard. So, but it's going to leave a mark. It's hard to do food stuff without using moist. It is, unless it's crunchy. I'm not getting a lot of lobster taste. And it's almost like a meat. Like they took meat and soaked it in water with lobster shells. I'm getting lobster flavor in there at all. And it's soft and squishy. That's going to get a thumbs down for me. Yeah, I don't think I'd have that again. I can't think of anything creative to do. Maybe make cannolis with it, right? I'm sorry, cannoli. That's already plural. Cannolo is singular. I would maybe make cannoli with that, just for the fun of it. Fluffernutter was something you inspired me to finally try making. There was a time where I had one for lunch every day for a week. So good stuff. And it's so simple. It's good and it's simple. It's just one of those things. It's like sometimes you just got to go blue collar, man. Just, it doesn't have to be fancy. Doesn't have to be, upscale or anything. Moist is one of the words I will say about a food, and my girlfriend's mind goes right to the gutter. Yeah. Maybe it's mostly women that don't like that moist thing. I don't know. You're talking about food. GoPro taped over the stove, pointing down, and the laptop cam. Well, but the problem is the stove doesn't have like a shelf on it where I can film me over the stove. I mean, I like the GoPro idea and everything, but I'll have to come up with something, you know, I'll figure it out. Yeah, we'll do something like that. Definitely do something. I've seen a couple of channels on Twitch that do stuff like that and everything. And it's fun. And plus, it's like watching Julia Child where she drops the cherries in the sink and, like something like that could happen and it'd be fun because, it's live. If I exploded right now, you guys would be watching that live. It's getting a little bit grainy, is it not? I'm like, it looks like that to me. Like I should turn the light on. What do you think? Light? Yes, no? I'm going to try turning a light on and see what happens. I'll turn this one on, but then I'm backlit. I turn this one on, maybe too bright. Let me see. Stay right there. That might be too crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Hang on. Maybe that. It'll work for now. It's getting dark outside, so, I got to do something. Maybe I'll turn this one on too. Is that too much? We'll work with it. Okay, looks fine to you. Yeah, all right. Yeah, it takes time to adjust, but I think you're right. I think it'll be fine. All right, let's see what we have. Anything else? We do, and this is a great conversation starter here. Napa cabbage kimchi. Who doesn't like kimchi? Actually, some people don't like kimchi. Kimchi is fermented, and they also sometimes use that like brine shrimp and stuff to ferment it, and so it can have kind of that kind of fishy fermented smell. But taste wise, like when it's basically they take cabbage and they smear it down with this mixture, and it's like salt and chilies and shrimp or some sort of fish type of thing, and which helps in the fermentation. And then like in traditionally in Korea, they'll bury that in the ground for like 6 months in the wintertime, and then in the spring they'll dig it up and eat it, and it's really good. It's a superfood. Anything that is fermented is a superfood, and it's good for you. But kimchi, I can get why people would grow on. I mean, it would have to grow on some people because, it can have a strong smell. Like if you have a jar of this in your refrigerator and you open the jar and you take some out and you put the jar back in the refrigerator, you'll smell it when you open the refrigerator door. Never had it. Okay, so you should be able to get. I mean, most places have, like even your standard grocery. I think you can get kimchi at Trader Joe's. I honestly do. I think Trader Joe's has kimchi. So you got to try it. This is, I love the way they do this. I got this from the Asian market, which is in a can and it's upside down. So like you turn it upside down to open the top of it and everything. The scary part is that if you've ever had bondegi, which are the silkworm pupa, they come in a can just like this. If you want to know the one thing that I hate, that I like, I've given it like 5 tries. I've tried it all kinds of different ways. David Gordon, the bug chef, he and I tried frying them. We tried using the frozen ones and everything. It's just, I don't dig them. I don't think I ever will. So I've had them like 5 times and I don't have to have them anymore. We don't have Trader Joe's. Where are you again? Were you Canada? I have a short attention span or short memory. Europrop, were you the Denmark, right? Yes, no? Denmark? Well, that's a serious can. Okay. Ooh, that one doesn't smell as much. It's not as strong. Tiny 3 pizzeria town. Well, they on Denmark, right? I hope they're good pizzerias. Tell me, is there a difference in Danish? Like, even in the United States, there's a bunch of different regional pizzas. Like there's Greek pizza, there's Detroit style pizza, there's New York style pizza, there's Chicago deep dish pizza, there's Los Angeles or California pizza. So there are a lot of different regional pizzas and everything. Is there a Danish pizza as something that they eat in Denmark that they wouldn't eat anywhere else? Anyways, here's the kimchi. I'm not going to put it on flatbread, and I love kimchi, so this is just going to say whether this is a good kimchi or a bad kimchi. It's not. It doesn't have a strong smell. There we are. Fermented cabbage with chili and salt and other fun stuff. It's got, whoa. It's got some crispness to it, which is nice. Sometimes kimchi, like when it gets old, it gets really soggy. But this one's actually pretty good. So there's some texture to it. There's some bite to it. Not bad for a little can of kimchi. Look at that. Super boring pizzas. Oh, so here's an idea. So go into one of those pizzerias, a small pizzeria, and see if you can buy some pizza dough from them. And then you bring that home and then go to an unusual grocery and see if you can get some unusual ingredients and make a pizza. I don't know if you guys saw, was it last year's Thanksgiving episode where we did Thanksgiving pizza? So, we used a pumpkin sauce, and we put turkey bacon and ground turkey and cranberries and a gravy drizzle and everything else like that. And so we just made an unusual pizza. So I love deep pan, but have to make it myself. Yeah, well, in Denmark, I'm not surprised. But see if one of those places will sell you just the pizza dough, and then bring that home and try to make your own, and you make it an interesting one. And then what? Let us know what you made. Hi, Trippy Ireland, DB82. Welcome, DB82, and welcome from Ireland. What time is it in Ireland right now? It must be 5, 6. I'm going to say 7 hours ahead of us. So, like what, 2 a.m. or something like that? I don't know. Let me know. But welcome. Good morning. It's 3:32 in the morning. Welcome. Good morning. Top of the morning to you. I'm savory man. I hate sweet stuff. I don't have a sweet tooth either. I did try this diet one time, and it was like a nothing white diet. So don't use anything white. So that no flour, no sugar, no salt. And I used to drink coffee with milk and sugar in it. And then after about 2 or 3 weeks, I go, okay, that's long enough. I'll just go back to eating stuff I was eating. And I tried to put milk and sugar in the coffee, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't like this anymore. It just tastes really weird. And so I got used to drinking black coffee. And it was the same with the sweet stuff. I had gone without sugar for so long that sweet, it just does that thing in your mouth that makes you feel like your mouth is moving around and stuff like that and everything. So I'm not a big fan of sweet stuff, and I just eat it very, very sparingly. No, never say top of the morning. Yeah, that's probably an American thing that people think they say in Ireland. What part of Ireland? 4:33 up here too. Yeah, I guess it would be. So that's all. You're in Europe. Knott's makes a great Thanksgiving dinner pizza for their Knott's Merry Farm season. See, I didn't know. I made my own. Go figure. Dublin. I'd been through Dublin once. I was doing some work in Liverpool, and I flew to the Dublin airport just long enough to get a full Irish breakfast, which was nice. But that's my extent of Dublin. But I would love to come to Dublin, and I would love to check Dublin out. It seems like a beautiful country. Ireland, that is. All right, here we go. I'm sure you can hear how crunchy it is. Liverpool is Ireland in the UK. Well, actually, Liverpool is Scouse, right? So Liverpool is a jumble. It's a jumble of a bunch of different things. It's a jumble of English and Welsh and Irish and everything. It's just this jumble, and that's why the people call themselves Scouse, as well as the dish Scouse, land of the pubs. I love Liverpool. I've never been to anywhere in Ireland. I've been to in the UK. I've been to London. I've been to Liverpool, and then I took a little side trip and I went to Stonehenge. There we were on stage when down comes the Stonehenge monument. It's in danger of being crushed by a dwarf. But yeah, I love Liverpool. Hi, Mr. Bricks. How are you doing? Hope you are doing well. I wish there was more good pizza shops here in the Berkshires. Sometimes we take a beautiful New England drive to get some when the weather is nicer. So, okay, so here's the thing about Massachusetts, and probably New England as a whole, but specifically Massachusetts, is that there's a phenomenon in Massachusetts that I have not found in a lot of other places, and that is Greek pizza. And Greek pizza is a very distinct style of pizza. It has a very uniform crust. It's almost a little bit sweet, but it's uniform all the way over. It's usually a smaller pizza and everything. It's a completely different style. So do they have? You can tell a Greek pizza place because it's usually called something House of Pizza. You would be welcome. Well, I'm planning on going back to Liverpool, and I might make a side trip to Ireland, and Dublin would be the perfect place to stop. So I will let you know if I come to Dublin, and maybe you can show me some places, and we'll put you on camera. We'll have some fun. I'm good, and I'm Andrew. The Andrew? Are you the Andrew? Because I know a few Andrews, but but the Andrew, the Andrew who enjoyed pizza at Rose City Pizza. That Andrew? Let me know. All right. Do we have anything else? Well, we have some things to talk about. So, like I said, every once in a while, either I pick stuff up. Can't trust. That's the one. Welcome, Andrew. Good to have you on board. This is our first. This is our first live stream. So you are witnessing our first live stream. But welcome aboard. And I think your dad is still there, and Aiden is still there. Maybe. No. Okay. Say Greek pizza in Italy and they run. Well, they would. It's Greek. It's not Italian, right? I mean, that's the thing about, maybe you can correct me on this, but I think the first pizza was the Margherita Pizza, and the Margherita Pizza was named after Princess Marguerite. And the reason it's called, or the reason it is what it is because they use the mozzarella cheese for the white, the basil for the green, and the red tomato sauce for the red to represent the red, green, and white in the Italian flag. But I don't know if it was for a specific event or something, and I don't know if that was the first pizza or it's much, much older than that. Yes, we have so much Greek pizza in Massachusetts. We do. But I like Greek pizza. I like on Facebook. I'm on a bunch of the different food pages, and there's one that's a pizza page, and they were asking what's my favorite style of pizza, and I'm like, I can tell you what my favorite place is to get certain styles of pizza, but I don't know that I have a favorite. Like I love deep dish. It depends on where you go. It's a really good first stream, no lag or bad connection. Excellent, awesome. I might have to do something about the lighting because I'm looking at this right now and it looks a little bit grainy to me. So maybe I'll situate this different where I have like constant lighting on me next time. All pizza good. So so I go shopping sometimes. Sometimes I'll pick something up and it's like, it's interesting. Would it make a good episode, or would it even make a full episode? Like it might make a 10-second episode. Fine, whatever. And then a lot of times, a lot of people give me stuff. Like they come across something and usually they give me stuff like this. So this is a marinade. It is Chef Seasons is the company. And this is a coffee balsamic liquid marinade. So I'm thinking, like, I've had steak with like coffee grounds on it, like seared with coffee grounds on it and everything. So I imagine coffee would be good on steak. I don't know how it would be in a marinade and everything, but somebody gave this to me and it looked interesting. I think this is from Cost Plus World Market. But maybe we'll give this a try sometime. I would not use this on a meat that I haven't tried yet, and a meat that I want to be able to try. But like on a nice cut of meat, yeah, I would definitely do that. Yogurt dressing is the best. Greek yogurt dressing is the best. Well, for Greek food, yes, I would say so. All pizza good. Yeah, all pizza is good. Well, no, all pizza is not good. I've had bad pizza. I've had terrible pizza. Now, I am not enough of a snob that I knock people who put pineapple and ham on pizza. You know, me, I don't do it myself. I don't. It's not a preference, but you know, and some people, I get that. I get that. But to me, like CPK, California Pizza Kitchen, it's not the best pizza in the LA area. There's a couple of really good pizza places. Things that I found that I really like. We'll hold that thought because I'm going to talk about best afterwards. But but in the LA area, there's a place called Zelo's in, I want to say it's in Arcadia, and they do deep dish pizza, and it's really, really good. It doesn't compare to what you would get in Chicago, but it's really good. And there's a place called Lucifer's, and they do some unusual pizzas, and it's really good. And that's like a New York style pizza, here in LA. In Portland, Oregon, where you would think they would not have good pizza, is one of the, I would say, I'm not even going to say the best on the West Coast. It's one of the best places I've had pizza in the U.S. is a place called a Pizza Shoals, and their dough is just like you have to have a good dough. You don't have good dough, you're not going to have good pizza. Coffee marinade for beef, not pork. Yeah, I figured as much. I don't know that I would put it on pork, but can you get Arctic Circle where you are? I'm sure you're in the LA area. The only place I've seen them is Utah and Idaho. It's a burger joint, Arctic Circle burger joint. I don't know, but now I'm going to have to find that. Hopefully I can save this, this stream so that I can check these places out. But Arctic Circle, I will definitely check that out. And if it's really interesting and unique, I'll do an episode. So let's go back to one of the things I was talking about, which is best. Now, I'm sure you guys have seen this, right? I call it clickbait. So, some of the food sites or food magazines or online food places, they'll do something. They'll say the best burgers in the United States, the best this in the United States, the best, or you'll talk to somebody who go like, oh my God, In-N-Out is the best hamburger in the United States or the best hamburger in the world. And it's like, no, it's not. Don't tell me it's the best. Even if it is it's not the best. What best means, if you're doing it on a website, what best means is it's clickbait. They want you to click on it so that you can see whether you agree or disagree with them. And then you click through a bunch of different screens and you have to watch all the ads, right? So that's what best is online. When somebody talks about best, what they mean is it's their favorite, right? So like somebody will ask me, what is the best burger that you've had in the United States? And I won't answer that question. I won't say this is the best burger I've had in the United States, but I will say this is my favorite. This is a favorite burger that I've had in the United States. Because again, it's the palate. Everybody's palate's different. What is your criteria? What are you basing it on? Like, do you have to use cheddar cheese and you can't use a cheese spread, and the beef has to be Wagyu, or it has to be, something else. And it has to be medium rare, or it has to be well done. It has to, what kind of bun are you using? There's so many different variables and everything. So it's all a matter of personal taste. But I will accept when somebody says, this is my favorite. So if somebody says In-N-Out is my favorite burger, I'm okay with that. I will give that to them. But when they say the best, it's like I would tell them, like, you know what? Probably not the best. Ryan Amascua, remind him in comments. Yes, please do. In my hometown, there is a restaurant owned by an 80-year-old Greek woman, and she makes awesome Greek pizza. I bet they do. I hope they make it through this crisis. This crisis usually helps. Yeah, so give them some business, get some takeout pizza from them, and help them out. And we'll help too. Help to send us the name of that place, and like we'll tweet stuff and tell people to go there and help them out. There was a place in Pasadena called the Cordoba Cafe, and it was just like a little sandwich place, little cafe sandwich place, nothing special, not like a deli or anything like that, but just a place where you go and get sandwiches. But there was this elderly Korean couple, and like 2 days a week, they would make a Korean dish like japchae or bibimbap. And it was the best Korean food I ever had in my life. I'm sorry, it's my favorite. And it was really, really good. But then the place closed and they moved on. I don't know where they are and everything. But it was just so unusual to go to this place that was like just a little sandwich shop. And then you had this elderly Korean couple that would make a Korean dish every once in a while. This is true. Everyone has the best burgers in their own eyes and mouth. Yeah, but it's always interesting to hear what they think is the best burger, right? And like some of them I just go like, no, you need to have more. And then some of them I go, yeah, really good. really good. I agree with you. You know, so like I'll give you some examples. So for me, my favorite burger, and this is going to come as a surprise to nobody, is Lewis's Lunch in New Haven, Connecticut. And for anyone who maybe hasn't seen the Trippy Food episode or isn't familiar with Lewis's Lunch is the place where they invented the hamburger. Now, when I say invented the hamburger, they're the place that's attributed in the United States with first serving the hamburger as a sandwich. And they serve it on toasted white bread. So it's just like crappy ass white bread. They have one of those gas toaster conveyor belt things where they just basically put the slice on there and it goes up the conveyor belt and it falls down toasted. And they make the burgers. It's fresh meat, fresh ground meat. They make the patties and then they put it in this between two metal racks, and they put it in this vertical gas grill, and they're the same vertical gas grills that they've been using since like 1905, something along those lines. And then you can get they'll put salt and pepper on it. You can get a cheddar cheese spread. You can get a slice of onion, and you can get a slice of tomato. But that's it. They have signs up there that say like no ketchup. They don't even let you bring it in. So it's very simple, right? There's not a lot of variations and everything. Like I said, your only options are tomato, onion, and the cheese spread. But if you're going to do this, you have to have really good quality meat, and they do. And I've been there like I think 3 times now, and I just love that place. So that's probably my favorite in the United States. But there's like all over the United States I've had. After quarantine will suck only if big brand shops survive. I agree, and that's why it kind of sucked that they had that money set aside for small businesses. And then it was like Cheesecake Factory, and I can't remember what some of the other like big corporations were taking. And it's like, dude, it's for these people that can't survive. You know, the Cheesecake Factory, I mean, I'm sure they have plenty of profits saved up where they could weather this storm, but mom and pop places can't. So, it's all about greed. It's all about greed. You're the man, Val. Unassuming, positive, and give detailed reviews. Love it. Well, DB, thank you very much. I try to be honest. So it's because I try to be honest, and I try to be I try to do things legally, and it's because like I'm the kind of person that will always get caught, right? I'm the kind of person that if I try to do something legal, I will get caught doing it. If I try to lie, I will get caught in lying and everything. So I just don't do it. I just be honest. I try to be respectful of other people's views, right? So I know that everybody's not going to agree with me. A lot of people don't agree with me, but I try to be respectful of other people's views. The only time I make an exception to that is if they're hateful views. Then I don't feel like I have to be that respectful. But yes, small businesses. Spelling spelling sorry. Ask for ketchup. No, yeah, that's a good way to get kicked out of that place. You ask for ketchup. No way, only mustard on a burger. Interesting. Now I am hot dogs are my comfort food. So that's like every once in a while, just like a dirty water hot dog off the streets in New York. I mean, not off the street, but off the cart on the streets of New York. Hot dog is my go-to. That's my comfort food. That's the one that makes me just feel all warm inside and everything. Hot dog. And for me, it's like if I'm just mustard, hot dog in a bun with mustard, right? Now I like to go crazy with hot dogs sometimes. Somebody asked me like, what's my favorite way to make hot dogs myself? This is going to be really crazy. I like to make it with brie cheese and seaweed, like the cooked seaweed. I like to put that on and brie cheese. I like that on a hot dog. But for me, just plain hot dog with mustard, that's just my comfort food. But I don't know that I've ever even had mustard on a burger. I know like some fast food places they'll put mustard and ketchup on it, even if you don't ask for it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm willing to give that a shot. Mustard makes a good like a mustard sauce for meat and everything. So I don't see why that would be bad. I'm a cook for 20 years. The best places I cooked for is mom and pops. Absolutely. I agree with you completely. I can't think of any like big chain place that I've gone to that like Brazilian food, right? So like everyone goes, oh, you got to go to I don't know how to say that. Fogo da Chao. Is that how you say that? Which is like a Brazilian barbecue place, and they bring the meat to the table and everything else like that. And I was like, that's not That's not really like hardcore Brazilian. My favorite Brazilian, there's a food truck here in Los Angeles called Tabam, and they make like traditional Brazilian food. And what is that stew? Feijoada. Feijoada is this black bean and pork slow cooked stew. Oh my god, I don't know. I'm drooling thinking about it and everything. But like, yeah, the mom and pop places, absolutely, yeah. They seem to have the best food because you have somebody. This is a person who's grown up making this, as opposed to somebody who goes to a corporate kitchen and learns with 83 other people how to how to make this thing they have everything written down for. You're absolutely right. Hot dogs need mustard, raw onion, and maybe a pickle. Yeah, that works too. I think like I prefer raw onion on a hot dog if I'm having a Chicago style hot dog. I like the raw onion on a hot dog. Have you been to Fab? Yes, Fab in Los Angeles. It's Reseda. Now, I will give them a big thumbs up because what they do at Fab's is they do their own take of famous hot dogs. And what I mean by that is like in West Virginia they do the slaw dog, and so Fab's does their version of a slaw dog. They do, as Janice mentioned, they do rippers, and a ripper. We did a Trippy Food episode at what is the name of the place in Clifton, New Jersey? Rutt's Hut. They're the ones that invented the ripper. And basically what a ripper is, it's a hot dog that they drop in the hot oil and they just allow it to sit in that hot oil until it splits open. So the inside is all hot and pink and the outside is like almost crunchy. And they have different names for it depending on how long they leave it in. So like they have one called the cremator. And I asked the guy to make me a cremator and he goes, no, I can't do that. I go, why? You can't eat it. It's like wood. It's like trying to eat wood. But they have varying degrees of it and everything. And so what Janice mentioned Fab's, which is in Reseda, and they do their version of the ripper there. And it's close. It's really good. So if you don't want to spend the airfare to fly out to New Jersey to get a ripper at Rutt's Hut, go up to Fab's. So yeah, I agree with you, Janice, 100%. That's one of my favorite hot dog places in the area. Pink's is a big deal because of who you be seen there with. And they do have some unusual hot dogs, which basically put some unusual things on there. But other than that, I think, Fab's is the way to go. We got to get out to Pink's, though. We got to do an episode at Pink's. I think we wanted to do an episode at Fab's, and they wouldn't let us do it. So, whatever. He's getting hungry. I'm always hungry. I am always hungry. I grew up on Jack's hot dog stand in my hometown. 4 dogs, relish, extra onion was my normal, just a chocolate milk. That sounds nice. I'm not a big milk fan. I just don't as a drink, like as a cooking ingredient, sure, like milk steak, but not a big fan when it comes to I can't just drink a glass of milk. To me, it doesn't work for me. But more power to you. What's up? Freak eating. Hey, Natter, welcome aboard. I thought weren't you doing a stream today? I think. But hey, good to see you. This is historic because this is my first stream. So you can ask the other guys in the room how I'm doing. We got 14 on. It's a small group, but it's a nice group. And we can practice, safe distancing with a group of 14. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I didn't know how it was going to. I didn't even know if it was going to work because I haven't tried it before. But I'm glad we have a very nice interactive crew here, and it's good to see everybody in here. Around here, it is meat sauce, mustard, and onion standard on a dog. So is that like, when you say meat sauce, like chili, like a chili dog? So I've had chili dogs, but I don't know. And I've had them with onion, but I don't know that I've had them with mustard. So mostly like if you check out our Chili John's episode in Burbank, California, there's a place called Chili John's. And since the 1950s, they've been doing chili. And they do it sort of Cincinnati style, which is basically as a topping more so than a bowl of chili. And they do like 2-way, 3-way, 4-way with spaghetti. And they also do a coney, which is the chili on top of a hot dog. You can get onions and you can get cheese, cheddar cheese on that as well. But never seen it with mustard on it. I'm a mustard fan, though. I think that would work. Hey, Ryan, love you, Val. You're the best. You always have something really interesting to say. Well, the hard part is getting me to shut up, but because I love to talk. and I'll just keep on doing that. But welcome aboard, Ryan. It's good to see you here. I think maybe are you new to the stream, because I don't remember seeing you earlier, and I'm trying to. Yes, Natter Freak. Yes, Natter Freak Eating. Natter is on, so everybody say hi to Natter and check out his stuff because he's just hardcore crazy. And they knew what you wanted after being a regular. Yeah, that's the cool thing is when you're regular. When I was living in Austin, Texas, I used to have to work in New York City, and so I used to fly up on Monday and then fly home on Fridays. And I used to stay at the same place, which was the Helmsley Middleton, which I think is on 44th Street. I think not too far from Times Square. And I always stayed there. And it was an older hotel. It wasn't maybe it wasn't as nice and as modernized as other hotels, but I just like staying there because it was like kind of homey, right? And after like the fifth or sixth time I was there, the doorman would go like, "Hey, Val, good to see you again. Welcome, come on in." So the thing is, it's always nice when you go to a place and you're a regular at a place and they know you, and like, unfortunately, like for a restaurant, that wouldn't work for me because they would come in and they would know that I won't be happy until I've tried everything on the menu. So like generally what I do is when I go to a restaurant, if I go for the first time, I always check to see what I think is the most unusual thing on the menu, and I try that. And then if I'm going to go back a second or a third time, then I start to work my way downwards from there. And then eventually I'll have the cheeseburger. But I always try to check out everything on the menu if I'm going to go back. Pink's is the tourist thing? No. Pink's is the tourist thing? Yes. Yeah. So it's like where people take people from out of town and everything. It's like I said, it's a fun thing, but is it like the best? Is it really amazing? No, not really. And again, the thing about Pink's is you wait in line with celebrities. So like, if I know Barack Obama decided he wants to go to Pink's, he's going to pull up in a limousine and they're going to make him wait in line just like everybody else. So it's kind of you're elbow to elbow with like famous people and everything else like that. And it's fun, but it's like, you're right. It's a touristy thing. Now, the exception to that is in Washington, DC is Ben's Chili Bowl. And Ben's Chili Bowl, they've been around for a long time. I think the 60s, maybe longer than that, maybe a lot longer than that. But they're historic to the area. And like when there were riots and stuff in Washington, D.C. and everything, that was like the place where everyone knew you went and it was safe. It was safe to go there and everything. But their chili dogs are amazing. They're like sausages. They're half smoked sausages. So I was in Washington, D.C. in January of 2009. So it would have been around the same time as Barack Obama's inauguration. And the week before, he had eaten at Ben's Chili Bowl. So I'm standing in a line, and it's like an hour-long line, and it's going around the block. And the guy I'm standing next to, and I said, "So what would you recommend here?" He goes, "Oh, I guess you want to get the same thing Barack Obama got." And I go, "No, I'm figuring you're a regular. So you tell me what you get when you come here, and that's what I'm going to get." And he goes, "Oh, half-smoked chili and cheese." I'm like, "Okay, that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting." So there was a long line, and the guy at the door said, "Hey, if you want to, just tell your wife what you want. She'll order it for you, but you can grab a table in the meantime because it's going to be hard to find a table. Like you don't want to order and then try to find a table because it'd be impossible." So I grabbed the only table I could find, had a bunch of stuff stacked up on it, and I'm like, "I'll just sit here. They'll clean the table." They go to clean the table, and the guy says to me, "You're in his seat." I was like, "I'm in whose seat?" And he points to the wall behind me, and there's this thing, a picture of Barack Obama. So apparently I was sitting in the same seat that Barack Obama sat in when he went to Ben's Chili Bowl. But again, it's probably a touristy place now that it's famous, but it's definitely worth going. Austin is the best. Maybe Ryan, maybe you came in on the tail end of this whole best thing. I love Austin. And it's really unique for something. I love the vibe in Austin. I love that kind of crazy vibe. But I can't say it's the best. I just say I love Austin. Austin's one of those places I love, but is it the best? I don't know. Not at me. Got to see you live. Don't go to. Oh, okay. So we're going back and forth there, and Freak Eating is catching up with Europrop, which is nice. It's almost love. It is almost love. Val, did you ever get food poisoning? No. That's a funny thing. because I think since I was a child that I had a very, very varied diet, right? And I've eaten so many different things. And I have actually eaten things that made other people sick, like chicken, where I'm in a group of 5 people, and 4 of those 5 people got sick, got food poisoning from eating the chicken, and it didn't bother me. So either I have like a cast iron gut, or like bacteria that just work extra hard to like break down whatever it is that I put inside me, or I just have such a varied diet that my body just goes, yeah, shovel it in, we don't care. I don't know what it is, but I've never gotten sick eating food. I've never gotten food poisoning. I've never, ended up praying to the porcelain god because of something I ate. Hold that thought, because there's a story there too. But no, never got food poisoning. You should stream more. I know editing sucks for pro eaters. Oh, that's Europrop talking to Freak Eating. Okay. Yeah, I'll stream more too. What do you guys think is a reasonable amount of time to stream? Like once a week, once a month? Because I have like a day gig, it has to be like after 5 or 6 p.m. Pacific Coast time. But give me an idea, like how often would you like to see streaming everything? Because we could do this again. This was an experiment. I'd never done it. Matt from Reckless Eating was telling me, hey, you should do a live stream, and I'm like, I don't know what I would do. And he goes, just get on there and talk, and people will talk back to you and everything. And I'm glad that people showed up. I'm glad you showed up because otherwise I could just be standing here talking to myself for, we're going on 2 hours now. We're going on 2 hours, and like I was only going to do this for an hour, but as long as you guys are like hanging out and want to talk, I'm okay with that. Okay, iron stomach. Yeah, I guess so. I've only got food poisoning for a fellow coworker, or from a fellow coworker. Oh, from a fellow. He threw raw chicken juice in my work water bottle. One of the things that you guys notice about Trippy Food, about the channel, is that I try to make it family friendly, right? You've seen I've had my grandchildren on there. I have my grandson on there a few times, and I've had my granddaughters on there, and I've had friends of mine. I've had their families on there. The Cantrells have been on, and the Bartholomews have been on, and I have the kids on and everything. And it's the kind of channel that I like to make family friendly, so that anybody, any age group can watch it. Right. So like I have older people that love the channel. I have middle-aged people, young people, and kids that just go, they love the channel. So I try to keep it family friendly. And sometimes when I'm filming with Matt, he goes, well, what if I say, I'm like, say what you want. If it's really bad, I'll edit it out, or I'll beep you or bleep you or something like that and everything. Because I try to make it friendly with the kids. The reason I bring that up is because Ryan, you mentioned that your fellow coworker hated you and put raw chicken juice in your water bottle. He's just an asshole. So we're doing a live stream. It's going to be recorded. It's going to be sitting out there and everything. And maybe some kid will hear me say that and everything, but he deserves it. That's just bad. That's just wrong. I'm seeing the when. DB82, I'm seeing you say when, but I'm sure it's in regard to something I said and forgot what we were talking about, so remind me. Love streaming Val. Ryan, do you stream as well, or you're saying you love watching streaming? So I don't know, let me know. I love Trippy Food. Yeah, I do too. I like to entertain people, right? There's nothing fake about what we do. I know that there's some other like bigger channels with a lot of with a lot more subscribers, a lot higher subscribers. I'm not gonna single them out. I'm not gonna say who they are, but it just seems like they kind of put on a personality, or put on an air, or maybe even do some things that are not really legit. Like they look legit, but they're not really legit. There's some behind the scenes things going on and everything else like that. And I don't like to do that. I'm basically showing you guys what I eat on a regular basis, or like if I'm going on a road trip somewhere and that's like the kind of roadside America things that I stop and see and everything. I'm just sharing that with you guys. So this is basically all it is me sharing this stuff with you. Because the thing is, what good is it to have unique and interesting and fun experiences if you can't share it with anybody, right? That's what it's all about. It's all about sharing your unique experiences with other people. I just love to do that, and I'm glad that you guys enjoy that. I'm glad that I seriously appreciate everybody who subscribes to the show. I love having you guys here, and it's been a great deal of fun. So I just hope to continue to do this and to let people to hopefully entertain people. Not you, Val, the guy who raw chickened me. Yes, the guy who raw chickened you is an asshole. Yes, you're absolutely right, Ryan. Shoe nice. Yeah, I've heard some stories about Shoe nice, but we're that's that thing. We're not going to eat a jar of Vaseline on our show because it's not food. We're going to eat food. We're not going to eat something that's not food. As much as I love and respect Kevin, LA Beast, we're not going to eat light bulbs. We're not going to eat cactus with the spines on it. We're just not going to do it. So if he wants to do that, that's great. I did see one episode he was doing, and I laugh. I think it's funny, where he ate a bull testicle, and then he was like doing it in front of the bull, but I don't know that it was the bull's testicle or not, and he was eating it and everything, and I'm like, I've done episodes where I've eaten bull testicle and everything and enjoyed it, but I don't know, whatever. I actually was on one of the LA Beast shows when he went out to Exotic Meat Market's ranch where he raises ostriches, and he ate 2 raw ostrich eggs in the ostrich pen with the ostriches running around it. So if you look up that episode of LA Beast, I'm in that episode, but I think I just say something every occasionally. I'm not actually active in it. DB82, Trippy food. Oh no, I'll say it. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, so Shoe Nice would be one of those. Yeah, Shoe Nice would be one of those. Nice, that was a good one. Okay. Yeah, that was a good one. And so the thing about working with Kevin, working with the LA Beast was I'm friends with Anshu, who is the guy who owns Exotic Meat Market, and he's an amazing person, and there's nothing that he sells as far as exotic stuff that he doesn't eat, and it's all about his own love of trying all these things, of eating all these exotic things. But anyways, so Beast, LA Beast, Kevin, however you want to call him, he came out to the ranch and he was wrapped in bubble wrap, and I started laughing, and Anshu started laughing at him, and he goes, what are you going to do with the bubble wrap? And he goes, just in case the ostrich kicks me. And Anshu just told him, no, if the ostrich kicks you, he's going to kill you. That bubble wrap is going to do absolutely nothing. He's going to go through that bubble wrap with his claw, and he's going to kick you, and he's going to tear you apart, and he's going to kill you. He's just don't wear the bubble wrap. So I thought that was pretty funny. Swallowing hot dogs whole was too funny. Yeah, it could make you popular in some circles too. I like to chew mine and taste mine, my hot dogs. So you've probably seen me on Reckless Eating, participating in some of the contests or the challenges, and for me, I always lose those challenges because I'm sitting there going this is pretty tasty. I like the sauce they put on that, and meanwhile, everybody else is going they're baby birding the whole thing. So I always lose those challenges and everything because I'm too busy tasting stuff and everything. But yeah, it's fun to watch, but I'm just I don't think I would do it myself. He should be New Jersey Beast. Yeah, well, I think he started out here, or he spent a lot of time out here, and that's probably where he got his moniker LA Beast and everything. But people move around, people end up in different places and everything. That's why I try to pick something that's generic, that's not specific to and I even tell because I had a blog, or I still have a blog, I just haven't been doing anything to it while I was based here in LA. And I know a lot of other bloggers, their blog is called LA something, LA this, LA that, LA that. And I'm don't pigeonhole yourself. What if you decide you're going to travel? What if you spend 2 months in Maine, and you're called LA something or other, and the people in Maine are going why do I want to see something about LA, something or other. You kind of pigeonhole yourself to like tell people that you're based in the LA area, but maybe they think you're only covering the LA area. So we wanted to do something generic. Are you from California? Some of the places you go to kind of remind me of the types of places Huell Hauser would go to. I love Huell Hauser. I like to think of myself as a cross between maybe Guy Fieri, Andrew Zimmern, and Huell Hauser. I like to, but Huell Hauser was amazing because he was just like, he was so amazed at the most basic things. So you're telling me that this is hydrogen and oxygen together? This is water? That's amazing. So I loved Huell Hauser. And I live in California, but I'm not originally from California. And I've lived in a bunch of different places around the United States. And so like, it's hard for me to say where I'm from or call someplace home. And if you watch our channel, we do episodes from all over the place. I have episodes that I did in Colombia and Vancouver, Canada. So yeah, I try not to pigeonhole it. And it's funny because I'm on some of the Los Angeles and Southern California Facebook food pages, and they go like, well, what is this? This is from Portland, Oregon. This isn't from LA. And I'm like, yeah, but don't you guys ever travel? Don't you ever wonder what people are eating in other places? Like, so I try to be more, global. Oh, we'll just say global. We'll just say global. But yeah, I loved Huell Hauser, and it was, gone too soon. Seriously, gone too soon. But he was great. I just loved his, and he was actually very, very intelligent. But on his show, he would just put things in just a simple way so that like anybody watching his show would get what he was doing. So yeah, I love Huell Hauser. Anybody have any idea what happened to Chuck from the Bronx? No, Matt might know. Matt Zion might know. So he might be the guy to ask about that. I don't know what happened to Chuck from the Bronx. Val, how about Aaron? Is that Aaron's Food Adventures? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, I haven't paid enough attention to him. I need to pay more attention to him. I know one of the other big YouTubers are, and I'm trying not to, talk poorly about other YouTubers and everything, but I know that Dame Drops is big, and a lot of people like Dame Drops. I kind of don't get what he's doing, but that's just me. But I watch his show every once in a while, and I go like, hey, okay. I'm originally from Central Valley, California, but lived all over California, giving me a really good taste of cultured food. Oh, nice. So the Central Valley, I don't know if it's all through the Central Valley or specific to Bakersfield, but I know they have a huge Basque population out there. So are you familiar, Ryan, with the Basque culture, specifically in that Bakersfield area? Bakersfield's kind of cool. They got some fun stuff going on there. There's one place that we're going to go to in as soon as all this stuff clears up in Spain. Yes, Spain is where the Basque culture comes from. But there's little pockets of it here in the United States, like up in the Boise, Idaho area, like out in Meridian. Meridian. I'm not sure which it is, but I know there's a huge Basque population out here, even in like the San Gabriel Valley, like north of the San Gabriel Valley, there's a Basque population here and everything. So there's little pockets of Basque population, but you're absolutely correct. DB82, Spain is, Basque country. I'm from Fresno, great Basque culture. Oh, okay. I didn't realize they had Basque culture that far. I guess a lot of places in the Central Valley. I've only been through Fresno once, and I think it was when I was going to Yosemite, and I stayed overnight in Oakhurst. I think it's called Oakhurst. It's a little city out there. But I really didn't spend a lot of time in Fresno. I'm not in Idaho. No, Ryan, I understand you're not in Idaho. I was talking about Basque culture in different places, and so I was. But I guess because we were in a discussion about Basque culture. So, do you watch Joey? The comments in his channel crack me up. Seems like he's embraced them now. So, is it more about the comments or the channel itself? Is it just plain Joey? Because I'm not familiar with it, but I will check that Joey out and let you know. He talks fast. I think I talk fast too. Do I talk fast? I know sometimes when I get on a roll, I talk fast, but yeah, I don't. Sometimes I have a problem when people talk so fast that you can't understand what they're saying, and a lot of that has to do with regional dialects and accents. So a lot of regional accents are hard to understand anyways, and then when they speak fast, it's even harder to understand. So I grew up in the Boston area, and so not for nothing, but that's what we had. They got the special way of talking up in the Boston area. And from somebody who's not from that area, it may be hard to understand. In Texas, they got a special way of talking down in Texas, and they have all their little sayings like "that dog don't hunt," that boy's dumb as a box of rocks. A lot of people have a hard time understanding. When I was a kid, we used to love watching Monty Python, and my mom never got it because she goes, "How do you kids watch that? I don't even know what they're saying." But the reason that we knew what we were saying is because we grew up on rock and roll, especially like the British invasion rock and roll and everything. And so we were so used to like Beatles movies and Rolling Stones movies. Like, how did you find Greenland? How did you find the United States? To have left at Greenland. So like once you understand what they're saying and then you actually mimic the accents, then hearing the way they talk and everything. Like Liverpool, if you have a hard time with accents, Liverpool's like people from Liverpool. They're really hard to understand. But DBA2, I know you would know. I know that you would know that because, where you're from, a lot of different dialects, right? Hey, man, greetings from Germany. I am longtime viewer. Keep it up. Der Jacquin. Am I saying that right? Der Jacquin. I'm just reading it like it's spelled. I hope. Greetings from Germany. It's like what, 5 a.m. in Germany, right? Welcome aboard. It's good to hear from people. I'm glad people jump on. I'm not sure what time to call this. Like, I can't go all night. I haven't had dinner yet. I've had these snacks. Did I leave anything out? I did not leave anything out. Yeah, we'll go for a little bit. Why don't I say we'll go for another 15 minutes? We'll go to 8:30 Pacific time. All right, and then we'll plan on getting together again. But you guys got to let me know. How often do you want to see these? How often do you want me to do these? I love talking to people, and it's nice to interact with people. I know we interact through comments, but it's always nice to interact like this, almost real time. You're getting our comments really fastest I've seen somebody on a live stream regarding the comments and replying to them. Well, yeah, I'm glad of that. So, and especially now that everybody is stuck indoors, that you would think that the internet would be slow in general, but everything. So the fact that we have a nice fast connection, that's good. That's cool. Val, I will talk live with you. I will take live with you. I will take live with you. I'm reading that wrong, DB82. So can you clarify, please? Berkshires, in the Berkshires in Eastern Massachusetts talk differently. Yeah, they sure do. Like I went to school in Worcester, as they say, and I was the outsider immediately just from speaking. What always cracks me up is having grown up in Boston, and then I tell people that, and they say, "Oh, you're from Boston," and I'm like, "No, that's how a New Yorker says Boston. New Yorker says Boston. Hey, why don't the three of us go up the street and get some coffees, right?" That's how a New Yorker says Boston. In Boston, they say Boston, right? But yeah, you're absolutely right. Boston has its own language. I mean, seriously, like you drink water out of a bubbler. That's bubbler. You drink water out of a bubbler. The sprinkles that you put on ice cream in Boston, they're Jimmy's, right? So there's soda, and in the Boston area, it's tonic. That's the thing. Like it's regional. Like in the Midwest, it's pop. In in Austin, Texas, it's Coke. So people say, "You want a Coke?" Yeah. What kind? What do you mean? What kind? Well, you want root beer? You want Sprite? Like you said, Coke. Yeah. What kind do you want? So that's regional dialect thing is kind of. I'm drinking Ireland. You're drinking at 4:17 in the morning. Hey, I don't judge. It's Saturday there already. Yep, 5:17. Okay, so Der Jacquin, I'm saying your name right? Because I'm not good with German. Kinks, Rolling Stones, Yardbirds, Slamming Groove. Yeah, that's it, Ryan. That's exactly it. And and they all do like TV shows, and you hear them talking and everything. Like Mick Jagger, oh dear, I've popped a button on my trousers. You don't want my trousers to fall down, now do you? It's like you pick it up as you hear it, and if you can talk that way, you can hear it. So yeah, der is pronounced like the English word dare. Oh, okay, dare Jacqueline. All right, perfect. Thank you. Same here in the South. Everything is a Coke. Yeah, I imagine it's not specific to Texas, but yeah, Coke, pop, soda, tonic. Yeah. Val, Irish, please. Ooh, I don't want to insult you. I don't do Irish well. Let's see. How would I do Irish? I mean, like I could do the Irish Spring commercial where she says, "Manly, yes, but I like it too." But, it's like that was a table again, not an earthquake. Let's see, Irish. I'd have to channel Bono maybe to do Irish. No, please no. That's please or please no. Like, please don't do that. No. Okay, I won't. Yeah, I have to work on Irish. So. Yeah, no, that and Der Jacqueline, I'm not going to do German because yeah, I I can only do German if like even my own name, right? I have a Hispanic last name, and the only way I can say it is if I like almost yell it, you know, and so like I'm not really good at that. It's a whole getting to learn the R, rolling the R's and stuff like that. So. Yeah. Like I said, I like doing it every once in a while, just, to be funny and everything, but I don't want to insult people. So like in some cases, I'll do an accent and they go like, yeah. So I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. So, Darja Kane, what part of Germany are you from? Like the only thing, I mean, I know German food from, the Oktoberfest stuff and everything, but it's only what we get over here. So I'm imagining that there's some things that are like we would consider unusual that is maybe not so unusual for Germany. Like I want to say German potato salad or knockwurst or sauerbraten. I mean maybe it's traditional and everything, but I imagine that there's some things that like we here in the States have never had before. Chick from the Cranberries 90s band. Yes, she was from Ireland. I think Reardon. That was her name. I think. Better Irish voice than Bono. Yeah, better voice than Bono too. I hope I'm not going to cause trouble by saying that. I mean, like maybe DB82 is Bono, and that would be embarrassing because Bono took the time out to come to my channel and watch my live feed, and then I insulted him, and and then Bono's never going to watch my channel again. So hopefully that didn't happen. I remember I went to I saw U2 3 times, and the first time I saw them was back in '81, and it was just I think it was right after the October album came out, and they were really, really good. They were really raw, a lot of energy and everything. And then I saw them in '85, and it was I think maybe War or Joshua Tree just came out, one of those two, War or Joshua Tree. And they just seemed like maybe they were a little bit more corporate, and I just remember that that Bono like was introducing the songs, and he says, "This song is bad," and I'm thinking to myself, "Okay, what is it? What's the name of it?" But yeah, saw them twice. Enjoy much more enjoyed them the first time I saw them than the second time. But I mean, it's probably some stuff you don't often get in the States, but I wouldn't know. That's true. One thing I know we excel at is bread. Yeah, everybody has a bread that's like really, really good, like Irish soda bread. I love Irish soda bread, and the Irish do a brown bread that's different than the English brown bread. The English brown bread is like the one that they do in New England, where it's steamed in a can, but the Irish brown bread is a little bit different. And for our St. Patrick's Day episode, when we ate at that the Irish place in Methuen, Massachusetts, we had their homemade brown bread, and it was more like a zucchini bread, that kind of thing, moist. but yeah, certain breads from certain different places, like the banh mi sandwich. Without that baguette, that baguette makes the sandwich. You know, so bread is a big thing. Better Irish voice than Bono. Yeah. My relatives from Canada will vouch for that. I'm glad you're doing your first live stream to get to know you as a person better as a person. Well, it's nice to meet you, Eric, as well. And so yeah, it's hard to catch that, even to catch a personality from watching, you know, an episode, a filmed episode, because it's filmed, obviously. Now we don't script anything, we don't memorize anything and everything. It's all off the cuff anyways and everything. But still, you don't always know. Like, I know there's a lot of YouTubers where their on-screen personality is different than their regular personality, and you know, but it's pretty much the same and everything. But it's nice to interact, because you can't interact when you're filming, right? But here, you guys leave in the comments, and I can respond to the comment. I try. You let me know if I'm not doing a good job, but I try to respond to every comment that people put on the YouTube channel. And I've noticed going through them that I've seen that, like, some of them are a couple years old and I never got back to them, and I kick myself for that. But I try to keep up with it. And so, like, on a, you know, maybe several times a week, I go in there and I look to see which comments are pending, and I make sure that I respond to people, because I want people to know that I'm paying attention to what they're saying, you know, and I appreciate feedback as well. If you didn't like something, you know, if you're like, Val, that was disgusting, or Val, don't do that anymore, or something like that, you know, I appreciate your feedback. Did you like Joshua Tree? No, again, it was kind of like, it's kind of like, you know, after October, their sound changed. You know, their sound changed a lot, and it just wasn't, you know, it wasn't as raw. It wasn't as electric as you know, as October or Boy, or, you know, any of those albums. Val, crisp sandwich. Crisp sandwich. Is that a thing? Is that something I don't know? Crisp sandwich. Oh, unless we're talking about the banh mi. Maybe we're talking about the banh mi. Yeah. It's super late. Good stream and have fun, chatters. I'm going to bed wrestling. Okay, you're a prop. Let me know when you want, how often you want us to do this, and we'll schedule some other ones. Maybe we'll make it a little bit early, maybe like 5 p.m. or something, just so I know it's late where you guys are. But love talking to you guys, and would like to do it more. So you just let me know what you know, when you guys would like, how frequently we'd like to do this. Once a week, once a month. And we'll do some more. Is your name Val the short version of a longer name, Valentino, or something? Yes, absolutely it is. It is Valentino. Very good. Did we ever mention that on the channel? Valentino? I don't know. But Val's only something I've been called maybe in the past 20 years or something. It's shorter. You know, Valentino is Valentino. 4 syllables. It's kind of a mouthful, but yeah, it's short for Valentino. And so I respond to that too. Like, if you leave me a comment and you say Valentino, I'll respond to that as well. It's not like I hate that name or anything. I just go with the name because it's shorter. But yes. So you're a prop. You take care of yourself, and you be careful, because it's dangerous out there everywhere, right? I'm Irish. You two. I'm Irish. You two suck. Oh, okay. All right. All DB82, all of you two, or did you like any period that they did, or just, you just think that the more recent stuff sucks? Just curious. At least once a week. At least once a week. Yeah, maybe we can do that. Maybe Friday nights. Friday night be a good thing. Like every Friday night, we'll do it around the same time. Maybe between 5 and 6, if that's cool with you guys. And then the next time, I'll let a lot more people know. We're building up small. We have 14 right now. And that's a nice manageable group. You know, eventually you start to see all the things flying. You know, we have a large group on there and everything, and then it's hard to respond to people. But you know, we'll try our best. Cool. Was just wondering. Lucky guess on my part. Really, that was a guess? Well, because, like, Val Kilmer, like, is that short for something, or is it just Val? You know, like, I don't know. I know that my name isn't popular because I've never met another Valentino. There's Valentines, there's Valentines. I think it's a popular Eastern European name. But yeah, I just, you know, it's been my name all my life, and people go like, well, what's your real name? And I was like, you know, it's Valentino. Seriously, it's my name my mom gave me. You too, Joshua Tree. You liked Joshua Tree, but you didn't like the rest of the stuff. Okay. Yeah. And I'll give this to you, DB82, is like when they came out with albums like Boy in October, they didn't know how to play. They learned their instruments as they went along and everything. But there was just something about that raw sound and everything that I just kind of like, back then, especially back then, I was kind of into that sound and everything. Val, please Google Tato sandwich. I will do that, and if it looks like something cool, I think maybe we'll do that. We'll do an episode on, and I'll do a shout out to you, DB82. I think Saturday is better. We can do Saturday, and we can even do beer night on Saturday because I don't know if you guys catch this, especially from some of the reckless eating things I do. It's like I'm kind of a lightweight when it comes to alcohol. I don't drink a lot of it, but I love to have a beer on Saturday night. So what we can do is we can do this on Saturday night, and we can make Saturday night. We can do Saturday night beer night. So I can be drinking my beer while we're doing this, and I might even get drunk and like on the heavy 14 and 16% ones, and we might see where this thing takes us. But yeah, we could do that. Saturday works if it works for everybody else. Val, you should do some cooking videos, vegetarian, vegan, whatever. You would make some great cooking how-to videos. Oh, thank you, Ryan. A lot of the videos that we do is me cooking stuff. But I see what you're saying is like do one specifically, from start to finish on check out our the grunion episode where we make grunion rings. And then I'm trying to think of anything else that was amazing. Oh, maybe the Thanksgiving episode from last year when we made Thanksgiving pizza, and that was kind of a step-by-step as well. But watch those and then let me know what you think. Yeah, but I would like to see more like close-ups of the food while you're doing it, or whatever. But leave me a comment or something. Oh, also, you guys can also reach me by email. So val@trippyfood.com. So if you have ideas, if you want to throw stuff out there and everything, send me an email as well. Come to Ireland and do it, Val. I will come to Ireland. I will make. I have a friend in Liverpool that I haven't seen in probably over 10 years now, and I want to get back there. And it's worth making a stop in, especially Dublin is so easy to make a stop there and everything. So I will definitely do that, and I will definitely let you know when I'm coming out. Langers or Canters? Langers, of course. Canters, people like Canters because they're drunk. It's 2:00 in the morning. That's the only reason I like Canters. It's not good. Canters is not good. What's the place in Northridge? Brent's. Brent's is really good. And Langers is like best pastrami. I'm not going to say it's better than like New York pastrami. Pastrami in New York, it's at least the best on the East Coast, the West Coast and everything. So Langers, hands down. Canters, maybe they were good at one point in time, but they've really gone downhill. Got a nice Polish beer in the fridge right now. Funny you say that. I have some Eastern European beers that I got at my local. It's like an Armenian grocery and everything. So I got some Eastern European beers. I think some might be from Russia and everything. So we'll do that on Saturday night. Next Saturday, we'll do another live stream and we'll do some Eastern European Polish beers. What is your favorite chef? That's a tough question because I don't know if you mean celebrity chef or you mean chef in general. So if it's chef in general, my favorite chef is a friend of mine, and his name is Kyle Schutte. And Kyle Schutte was on, I want to say it was Chopped, the show Chopped. He was the first chef to go on that show and walk away with all his money because basically whenever there was a challenge, he goes, no, just give it to me. Just give it to me. Just give it to me. Just give me. And he would take the challenges and he still won. But he is like, he is extremely, extremely creative. So I was at one of the places where he was working. I was sitting talking with him and I said, hey, do you know anyone who does oyster ice cream? And he goes, me. I go, you make oyster ice cream? He goes, no, but I will. I will make oyster ice cream. And he made oyster ice cream. And he is really creative. If you get a chance to watch some of the old Kamikaze Kitchen episodes that we did an episode with him where we gave him peacock hearts and livers, and he did like this amazing dish that were just like, totally amazing dish and everything. So I would have to say, in addition to being a friend of mine, he's one of my favorite. But if you're talking about celebrity chefs, I don't know. that's tough because it's like Gordon Ramsay is just like that shtick about treating people like crap and yelling at them and everything is like, yeah, I've had enough of that crap. Um, I don't know that I really could say that uh, I gravitate towards any one particular celebrity chef. I like watching them every once in a while. I used to like watching Julia Child just because she would get drunk while she was cooking, and then everything would go to hell and everything, and that was a lot of fun for me. Val, you've been live for a few hours with only a few viewers. That's determination. Well, like I said, if I am entertaining one person or two people or three people or anything, that's what it's all about. That's what I want. That's what I love to do. I love to share my stories. I love to share my experiences and everything. And if you guys are interactive and everything, I will think, more power to it. Maybe next time we'll have more. Maybe we won't. But it's a nice small group. I don't mind this at all. So yeah, I'll keep doing this even with the same people. I don't care if we ever get more than 15. Like subscribers, I think we're at something like 3,700 right now. That's nothing in YouTube land. That's nothing. But I love every one of the subscribers that we have. Lord Lunacy. Oh, that was something you were talking to somebody. Okay. We want more of Val. Well, we'll have more of Val. So again, remember, every Thursday we have an episode comes out. We do things in between if something is timely. We'll do things in between, and we always try to do a holiday episode. But every Thursday morning Pacific time, we do a new episode, and we'll start to do the streaming too. So more Val. Was the burger at Lewis Lunch actually good? It looks boring and tasteless. Ducks Rule, you must have just come into this conversation because I was telling people earlier that is my favorite burger in the United States. And I've been to a lot of places that do outstanding burgers. I think it's R.L. Sullivan's in Somerville, Massachusetts, and Bartley's in Cambridge. Excellent burgers. I mean, I've had really, really good burgers everywhere, but Lewis's Lunch, just they keep it simple, and it's outstanding. It's really good. I've been there maybe 3 times right now, and it's always if I go back to the East Coast, I always try to find a way to get down to New Haven to get to Lewis's Lunch. So yes, it's actually good. It's actually really good. Somebody on the Lewis's Lunch episode posted something and goes, "Oh, it's Lewis's Lunch is not good. You need to go to Ted's and get one of their steamed cheeseburgers," right? So I did. I went to Ted's. You can see that episode. We did an episode at Ted's. Ted's was good. It's a steamed cheeseburger, and it's really, really good. But it's a different animal. It's a completely different animal than Lewis's Lunch. So I'm not going to say Lewis. It's like comparing New York style pizza with deep dish pizza. They're two different animals. It just because some people think that Chicago style pizza isn't traditional pizza, it sucks. It's not true. It's a different animal, right? And so I like Lewis's Lunch, and I also like Ted's. I don't, just for your knowledge, I don't pretend anything. If I eat someplace and I don't like it, I say I don't like it. And if I say it's good, then it's my palate tells me that it's good. This was a great food chat tonight. Keep them up. I will. Val should cook more. I get that a lot, so I will definitely do that. I'm going to have to invest in a couple of cameras so that we can do a cooking episode where we just go through the whole thing. So we will definitely do that. My favorite YouTube chef is Cowboy Kent Rollins. I'm not familiar with him, but I will check him out. Should branch out farther than food, my friend. Lord Lunacy, I do more than food. I just don't do it as often. So if you go through our episodes, I do I would say one of the more recent ones that covers both food and travel is my Central California Coast episode. So check that out because we're doing both travel and food, on that one. So check that one out and tell me if that's more along the lines of what you think. I have some other things planned. As soon as things open up again, we'll be going to that. I don't do as many travel ones as I do food, but I love both. So I would love to see that filmed in your house and with your techniques. Well, actually, most of the stuff I film is in my house. When I'm cooking, I always cook in my house. It's just I'm always doing different angles, so it looks like I'm in a different place. But it's almost always in my house. Never had the steam burger. If you ever get out to I think it's Meriden, Connecticut. If you ever get to Meriden, Connecticut, check out Ted's. They've been doing it since the 1950s. Really good steam burger. My guilty pleasure cooking channel is Sam the Cooking Guy. The stuff he makes always looks insanely delicious, although unhealthy. I'll have to check him out too. One thing, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, Weber Cooks, but somebody took one of his episodes where he's making like a nacho cheese dip. And it's a really, really, really bad thing, but they put this sad music behind it and it makes it epic. This whole thing is epic. So do a Google search for Weber, the Weber, Weber Cooks, and see if you can find the Weber Cooks sad violin and watch that episode. And that is like entertainment value right there. You know, cooking is a good way to expand horizons. Not only do you capture an audience looking for a wacky hole in the wall recipes, you also get those who enjoy a crazy food review. That is true. And even though I know a lot of people that consider themselves not good cooks and everything, I try to get them, you know, to try to cook and everything. And I understand them, but they go like, no, I'm not a good cook, and I don't want to try. I learned when I was a kid. My Italian American mother taught me how to cook when I was a little kid and everything. So I was fortunate in that way. But I do understand some people who just don't have the knack for it. If you're ever in Seattle, make sure you try the burger at Loretta's. Best burger I've ever had. Better than getting a bag of dicks, right? Ducks Rule, you know what I'm talking about, right? Please don't make me like embarrass myself if you don't know what I'm talking about. Dicks, right? Okay. It's so sad, funny. Darja Kane. Yes, Weber Cooks. You're absolutely right. It is sad and funny. Absolutely sad and funny. And the worst video, like, don't watch it without the sad violin on it. You'll kill yourself, you know, but watch it with the sad violin, and it's the worst and the best video at the same time. I've seen some of your on-site travel reviews. I enjoy those also. Oh, good. Like I said, I've got more planned. It's just that I have to wait till these places open up again to start doing those again. But Ducks Rule, I will definitely try Loretta's because I love Seattle. I go up there all the time. So we'll definitely try Loretta's. Best Food Review Show is an awesome channel. 100% recommend if you haven't seen it. Which one? Amazing Horse. Which one? Best Ever Food Review. Oh, the show is called Best Ever Food Review. Yeah, I think I actually follow them, and I agree with you. They are very good. Original Italian recipes. That sounds like great content. To a certain extent, like I make my own sauce and stuff, but it's boring to watch somebody make sauce. Oh, here's something interesting. So check out. It's a very early episode. I did. There's it's a Boston thing. Maybe a New England thing, but I know it's definitely a Boston thing. American chop suey, which is more like a goulash, but I did it with camel meat, and so that's kind of fun. And it's almost like an Italian dish, but not. Val, pizza you had? I've had a lot of pizza. Did I already air? I think I already aired the episode from Mystic Pizza in Mystic, Connecticut, from the one they made the movie from, and that was good. It was a blue cheeseburger pizza, which was really interesting. I can't say it's one of my favorites. I do have some favorites though, and I think I mentioned them earlier, but maybe you weren't on at the time. So, favorite places for pizza. There is a place, I wish I could remember the name of it, in Medford, Massachusetts, that does Greek style pizza. It's a guy's name, like Ted's or Tom's or something like that. I can't remember. I'll have to see. I didn't do an episode on there, but really, really good Greek pizza. Best Greek pizza I've had. My favorite Greek pizza. For New York style pizza, it was the original Ray's. And I know in New York there's like 10 or 15 or 20 or 3,000 original Ray's pizza, but this was the original. If you ever saw the movie Elf, where Santa tells Buddy, hey, you want to go to, there's a million places called original Ray's, but the one you want to go to is the one on 11th. That's the one to go to. And he was absolutely right. The first time I ever went there, I was 18 years old. I was working as a messenger, and the guy that picked me up said, I'm going to take you to the best pizza you've ever had in your life. And up to that point, it was. And it was my go-to place to get a single slice of famous Ray's, and it had all the ingredients melted into the cheese. And it was so good. It was like over 2 pieces. but they closed, I think 2012, but the original owner reopened. I can't remember the name of the new place, but they've reopened. So next time I go to New York, I'm gonna have to check it out and see if it's still the same quality. But that's my favorite New York style pizza. Chicago style pizza is Gino's East, hands down. Gino's East. Due's is good. Giordano's is good, but my favorite is definitely Gino's East. And they opened a Gino's East here in the LA area, so I'm gonna have to check that out and see if it's comparable. And I like their deep dish with the whole wheat crust. That's really good. On the West Coast, in Portland, Oregon, Pizza Shoals, their dough is to die for. Their dough is, I mean, it's amazing, and they just serve pizza until they run out of dough, and then they close. And but it's amazing. It's like my favorite on the West Coast. And then in the LA area, Zelo's, they do deep dish pizza, and I think they're in Arcadia and Lucifer's, which is in LA, and they do some really good pizza too. My favorite one is pumpkin and prosciutto pizza that they do is really good. Eric Jones. Hey, Eric. I do like Dineguan, but wife has not made it in many, many years. That is too bad because I love Dineguan. And we did, I don't think it was a Halloween episode, but we did a blood episode, and we did a bunch of, blood pudding and blood sausages and everything. And we actually did Dineguan there. That was made from this little place in Portland, Oregon. And we did Dineguan on that one. So I love Dineguan. I will eat it every chance I get. So you tell your wife, hey, Val says you need to start making Dineguan again. Thanks for the awesome night, Val, off to Dreamland. Ryan, it was good having you here. We're going to try to do this again not tomorrow, but next Saturday. We're going to do beer night. So we'll have like 1 or 2 beers. And maybe you can join us, have a beer too, and you can talk about the beer that you're having and everything. But thank you for joining us. I'm glad you joined us on our debut streaming episode. Thank you very much. And I hope we see you again. With toppings. I like anchovies. I know a lot of people don't like anchovies, but I like anchovies. But it's only for certain kinds of pizza. Like for deep dish, I just stick to pepperoni. I'm not trying to get crazy. Maybe sausage or pepperoni on deep dish. On the New York style pizza, that's everything. You just put everything on that, right? At a Pizza Shoals, they limit you to 2 toppings. They won't let you put any more than 2. They go, you'll ruin our pizza. We don't let you put 2 toppings on there and everything. A lot of those fast places like 800 Degrees and Rev and Mod Pizza and everything, they'll let you ruin a pizza. They'll let you put whatever you want on it. But yeah, they limit it to 2 toppings. So, but yeah, for like your standard New York style pizza, I like anchovies. That way, making sauce ain't boring either. Huh? Yeah. Live stream his dinner. Yeah, we could do that. We could totally do that. Never had deep dish. I don't know where to tell you to get that in Dublin. I don't know if you can get deep dish in Dublin. I know a lot of places will ship. They'll ship frozen, but I don't know how, I don't know. If you ever get out to the States, let me know you're coming out here and I'll let you know where to go for deep dish pizza. The only deep dish I had was in Edinburgh. Oh, you hated it. Well, you had it in Edinburgh. The very first time I ever had uni, which is sea urchin, was in Southfield, Michigan. Never get sushi in Southfield, Michigan. So I didn't like it. And then I had it, later on the coast, fresh, almost good. Liked it. But yeah, I would not expect deep dish pizza in Edinburgh would be good. If you're ever in OC, I'm in OC a lot, and craving a deep dish, check out Tony's Little Italy in Placentia. Easily the best deep dish in the country. I will definitely check that out. And if because I know you're local, if you get a chance to get out to Arcadia, I think it's Arcadia, check out Zelo's if you like deep dish, because Zelo's is really good. They do a potato deep dish that's like really good. Maybe we'll do an episode. Black pudding, we call it, Val. Oh, yes, black and white pudding. So black and white is just the pork, and black pudding. I mean, white pudding is just with the pork, and then black pudding is with the pork blood. Yeah, love it. Love black pudding. Favorite burger place. Cool Canadian. You might not have been here when we got in a deep discussion about Lewis's Lunch in New Haven, Connecticut. So yeah. Thanks, Val. See you next week. Ryan, if you didn't leave yet, good to see you. Glad you could make it. and we will definitely see you next week. Only hate on my pizza is pineapple. Yeah, you're not alone, Eric Jones. Pineapple is just why you're doing it. But, some people like it. Can't blame them for that. So we are going way over what I thought we were going to go over, but I just enjoyed interacting with you. I thank you all for joining me. This was my first one. Didn't know how it was going to go. Thought I'd be sitting here talking to myself. That could have happened too. And it didn't. And I learned stuff from you. Maybe you learned stuff from me. I love some of your ideas. So please make sure you remind me, leave me comments and stuff and remind me. Thank you all for coming. Let's try to do this next Saturday around the same time, maybe an hour. It's Saturday. We could do it a little bit earlier. We'll shoot for an hour earlier for the Europeans, and then maybe we work our way even earlier, so that everyone can watch it or later. So thank you all. We're gonna end it. We're gonna roll this down. But thank you so much for making my first streaming experience wonderful. Thank you very much, and I hope I see you all. See you soon. Be careful. Take care of each other.